We are live. Hello. Welcome, everybody. I didn't do a countdown. That's why everybody here from the cast looks really surprised. The players are in shock. You are in shock at home as we have landed at exactly 8:03, which is early for Total Party Kills at 8 o'clock. Every single Pacific Standard Time, Monday nights, right here on twitch.tv/ScabbyRooster. Guess what? We do this every Monday. And if you're not familiar with what we do, this is the best and, as far as any of us know, the only D&D reverse dungeon crawl on the internets. We are returning once more to play with you and have a game that you can interact with directly. We have giveaways and we have all sorts of nonsense that's all set up within the chat. You are certainly one of us here. And while we are playing, I encourage you to become as involved as possible. While you are watching anything here at the Scabby Rooster Tavern, you are earning our invisible currency known as skulls. Skulls are invisible gold coins that you can use to buy bonuses and support for all of the monsters that will be joining us on tonight's adventure. You can also buy minions, scrolls, or, if you're salty, you can purchase Monsters Tiers that I can use to force the players at any point to re-roll one of their rolls. Now, maybe that's for the better, or maybe it's for the worse. You'll have to give me some Monsters Tiers and find out how I use them. Additionally, we have a couple of amazing goals, and we have some amazing sponsors. So I'm going to take a quick moment and talk a little bit about all of that. We have subscriber loyalty giveaways, and you can see the bars above my head here. If we fill these bars, a number of things are going to happen. If we hit $50 in any single consideration, a single player here in tonight's game is going to draw from the deck of even more things, which is our custom homebrewed, very broken deck of many things. Mutation of time-tested and beloved tradition here at this table. Now, however, we're going to go even further, and every time that the deck of even more things has a draw, you will find out exactly how that's going to alter the game for good or for evil. Additionally, if we receive $50 in donation of any kind, we will be giving away a set of dice. And one lucky follower here within the chat tonight will be walking home with a set of Clacky Math Rocks that we're going to mail to you. Additionally, if we hit $100 of consideration in any sort of order here at these bars above, we're going to be giving away a Hero Forge miniature, and the process just keeps going on from there. Dice and miniatures are yours to be had if we hit all of our subscriber goals, and you don't have to do anything to be enrolled to win. You just have to let us know when Vesperilla, our friendly Rakshasa cat girl shopkeep, gives you the indication to make some noise in chat. You have to just sign up in chat there and don't have to have donated a dime. It's just a small way for us to say thank you for the support and everything that you do to help us keep running the Scabby Rooster, improving everything that we do, and entertaining you every single Monday night, and additionally during the week as we roll out all of the content that we plan for you here. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the individuals that help make that happen. We have a couple of sponsors that have given us a lot of love and attention over the years. The first is Hero Forge, and if you look here into the center of the screen, you'll see some of the monsters in tonight's game. Each of these has been crafted using the Color 2.0 Hero Forge creator on their website. And if you're not familiar with Hero Forge, I highly recommend you go and check out their website, have a little bit of fun, and if you are so inclined, take a hero that you make there on their website and send it to us in our Discord. If you send us the link, you may very well see that monster or hero appear within the dungeon. Heroes that you create have the opportunity of entering into the dungeon and fighting against those who you are seeing play tonight's game. Our second sponsor is Roll20, and they're a virtual tabletop service that we are very, very honored to be a part of. We are Spotlight members, and as such, we like to exclusively use their product and make sure that all of our dungeons are created through Roll20. If you're not familiar with Roll20 or know how to use it, on certain Wednesdays of every month, you can find me here during our regular Realms Apart stream, and I will happily walk you through the creation of a dungeon or perhaps an encounter and show you all of the amazing tools that you can use to make your games even more simple and to help you and your friends play remote games on a virtual tabletop, just as if you were huddled around a table in your mom's basement drinking Mountain Dew. So we are Spotlight members, but I do want to point out that they are currently undergoing something called summer camp at Roll20, which means that they have a lot of really amazing content that they're rolling out this week as the new dynamic lighting is in effect to be tested by all Roll20 members, whether you have a subscription or not, absolutely free. So all you have to do is sign up for a free account on Roll20, and you can start to play with and test the dynamic lighting systems that they have in place. This is huge because the dynamic lighting system adds so much to the game, and we have slowly incorporated some of those elements into our game as well. And over the next couple of weeks, you're going to see even more of that as we continue to build and develop this dungeon alongside you. This dungeon that we are building tonight is not being created by these players alone. This labyrinth that we have sprawling before us is going to be largely created due to your support. You're able to give resources and to help the players here to expand and to create new segments within that dungeon. You can add goblins and kobolds and other creatures, and if we hit our full bar capacity by the end of the week, there will be a very special release of a new type of minion at the discounted price, not the full minion price, but the discounted minion price. If you pay for a superior minion, at any point you can get a lot more creative with what you want to put into the dungeon. However, instead of a goblin or a kobold, you might be able to add something new. Last week we were able to include a large number of beholderkin that are now swarming across the dungeon and will be a part of our game now until they are all dead, since they all have 1 hit point. However, don't let that dissuade you, as each of them are going to make an effect until they are invariably slaughtered by the outsiders who are going to come in here and see the floating eyeballs and either shoot them or stab them with a sword. I don't make the rules. This is just how Dungeons and Dragons is played. Again, take it up with TSR, I guess. Regardless, if you're not a member of our Discord, we highly recommend that you go in there and you become a part of that community. There you're going to find a lot of individuals who have set up a number of rooms, and you can interact with a lot of the community there. Every week I'm painting miniatures and doing other things, but if you have a question for me, the quickest way to get there is directly through that Discord. Vesperilla, our sometimes helpful cat girl, is going to be interacting with all of you in the chat and is here to help you with your in-game purchases. So don't be confused by anything that I've just said to you now. All those bonuses, boosts, and advantages, magic items, and scrolls are going to be able to be purchased, and there are amazing bouncer moderators who are currently in the chat to help you. We want to thank them for all of their service. But if you see someone with a little sword by their name, that means that they are officially branded as bouncers within the tavern and can help you along the way. Now, I'm going to pass this off to the players, but before we do, we have a new tradition by the sometimes secret Nobo called Conversation Starters. So, Nobo, what is tonight's conversation starter?
What happens after death?
That is not a conversation starter.
Okay.
That is an existential crisis waiting to happen. But
okay. No. I have another one. I have a better one.
Nobo.
I don't know. I like the deep intensity of this one, but okay, what's the new one?
What reality show do you think you would fare best on?
I think I like the death question better, but okay. Ryan Omega, why don't
we
you
were
tell
going to workshop these before. Didn't we talk about this last week?
We did talk about it last week.
These before we got on.
The last one, it just felt like it was made up, but that's okay. I think they're all made up, actually.
They're all made up.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Ryan Omega. Ryan, tell people a little bit about yourself and who you're playing tonight, and also you can either ask or you can answer the question as to what happens after death or what reality show do you think you would do well on.
Okay. Hi, my name is Ryan Omega. He, him. I play Cathexor, the Beholder Sorcerer, who is into games because he uses games to conquer the universe. And when I'm not doing that, I have my own Twitch channel, Life Action Roleplay, and we do things like run games, have interviews, have lectures, do Shakespeare, and I'm also a host and producer on Indicate for Iron Game Designer. Um, so I'm gonna answer the what happens after death because I have like strange experience with the afterlife, and that will depend on how heavy the debt on your soul is. So, if you commit basically too much stuff where you are guilty or tortured, you cannot pass on to another section of your life, and you will remain a ghost until you are freed.
What portion of the afterlife are all of the Totino's pizza rolls held within?
Ah, um, they are held in a section called the Void,
Mm.
because you consume Totino's pizza roll, so therefore they must go to a stomach of the universe, and the stomach of the universe is appropriately the Void. So it just goes there and dissolves to nothing.
How do I avoid the void for all of eternity? Next question.
You avoid the void of all of eternity by actually living a life where you are content, as well as develop a good relationship with the community that you are in, so that you are not stuck with feeling guilty or in a situation where you endure self-torture. Because you could be a good person to other people, but if you torture yourself in the process, that actually makes you a ghost.
Amazing. Thank you for all of that. Nobo,
Hey.
tell people a little bit about yourself and about the character you're going to be playing, and
Yes.
either answer the lighthearted question about what reality show you would do well on, or the very complex existential question of what happens after death. It's
Yeah.
either or.
Hey,
You can't answer both.
Yeah,
If you try to
of
answer
course,
both, I'm
no.
going to stop you. All right.
I won't. So, I'm Nobo. I play Toggle on this here program. I'm a kobold trapper leadership holder. I'm small of size. I'm black of scale. I wanted to shout out a very special person this week. It's your birthday, whoever you are.
Yeah, we don't want to dox
Oh,
anyone.
mystery.
Yeah,
It's
so
so
there's a
mysterious.
mystery birthday. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for everything
If
that you do for the community. You know who
if
you
you
are.
if you think this is about you, it is about you.
That's
Well
right.
done.
And good job.
Yeah. So I have this like reoccurring dream where I'm on this show called Do You Know the Answer? I do pretty darn well on that, unless it's a nightmare, and then I do pretty badly. But there was this show that came out probably 8 or 10 years ago called I Survived a Japanese Game Show. Oh my gosh. It seemed like the coolest program to be on. And I think I would do pretty well. The challenges range from eating things to getting all greased up and sliding across a giant mat into a foam pit. I feel like I could be aerodynamic in fluid situations. So that could be cool. I did once try out for the show Wipeout. They did not call me back.
How dare they? I actually built some of those obstacle courses, and I cannot believe you actually stepped foot on those things. They're dangerous.
They made me sign a waiver that said you might die.
There's a good
Might
reason.
die.
There's a good reason. Okay, great. I thought you might twist it. I thought that you were going to start with this, like you have a reoccurring dream where you're on this game show and then everyone is actually dead. And that somehow you were going to wrap this into like a double
Full
answer
circle.
that actually answered both questions.
I respected you.
You know, an afterlife game show. I'm just going to throw it out there. We can do this. We can set this up. Okay. Axelson, do you want to talk about death or game shows?
It's like game shows. Wouldn't an afterlife game show require you die? Like, how would you figure that out now?
I don't have the time for this.
We have
right
to
now.
workshop this more.
You were gonna have to workshop it more. Put it on the whiteboard. Put it on the whiteboard. Thank you for the support.
I'll
We got
do
some
that.
amazing followers who are jumping in who find this content of worth.
High praise. High praise.
High praise. We're playing
Uh,
D&D, everyone. This
hey,
is how you
everybody.
do it.
I'm Axelson. I will be playing Drongus tonight, the Minotaur Barbarian. He is a
Hey.
beefy boy.
Norse Foundry just raided. That's
Hey.
why. We got to say hi to the
Hey.
Norse Foundry real quick. Do a little Fonzie, everybody. Norse Foundry is an amazing content creator. If you get a chance, please check out their channel and drop them a follow. Somebody give them an SO. Thank you so much again for the raid. Sorry, Axelson, didn't mean to cut you off.
No worries.
Let's hear about this game show.
I think anytime you get raided, you should stop everything we're doing and acknowledge it. I think it's worthy, honestly. You know, if somebody's crashing through your door, you got to acknowledge them in
Yeah, you don't
any
wanna be
form.
rude. We don't wanna be rude.
No matter what the scenario
No
is.
matter what nonsense we're talking about when they do so.
Yeah. So, Drongus, Barbarian, swings an axe very well. Has a baby dragon, who's now a teenager. Istra, she's wonderful.
Preteen Dragon. It's
Yeah,
really the
she's-
name of this sitcom.
8 ways to get eaten by my preteen dragon. I think we got something to sell there.
Get
That's-
ABC
that's-
on the horn right now.
It's the sequel to How to Train Your Dragon 2, right? That's
Yeah.
game show. I'm gonna kind of go along the same line as Noble here. I always wanted to be on Double Dare when I was growing up. Like that was my goal in life, was to go on the Double Dare game show back on Nickelodeon. But growing up, in Maine, far away from that sort of thing, that just wasn't happening. I would have done really well on Double Dare though. Oh. I always watched those kids and I was like, no, God, why are you terrible?
Interesting. All right. Gogar, would you like to introduce yourself and talk about either death, which you are well acquainted with, or game shows, which this is a game and it is a show. So you're also well acquainted with that.
Gogar is he, him pronoun and identifies as a wee wizard bab who is being held by the old and undead and half robotic version of himself. The current Gogar is needing to use charges from his staff of the Magi to maintain a telepathy spell, what is allow him to communicate with the other party members with more than goo-goos, giggles, and doo-doos. What happens after death? If you were good, you get to join the universe and become a part of the great spiritual force that is what you feel when in the whisper of peace from watching a glorious sunset, is the poetry in a hummingbird's infinite wingy flaps, is the kindness one senses in their heart when they is rest their nose over a cup of hot coffee on a very cold morning.
And if you are bad, you get reincarnated as one of Santa's elves.
I feel like that was Jordan, not Gogar, but I'm going to take it and accept it, put a stamp on it, and stick it in the mail. Christine, welcome back. Do you want to talk about death or game shows?
Ooh, I will talk about game shows today. But first, I'm going to talk to you about my character named Shh, who's a Kenku druid. And she doesn't have her own language. She just mimics. So I like to write down things that people say on the show, keep copious notes, and then repeat them later to communicate in a stilted fashion. And I chose to talk about game shows because I think that the game show that I would do really well on, because I do have practice, is the combo season of The Bachelor and the Bachelorette called The Bachelor Pad. And I would do well on it because I was once a stand-in for that, which meant that I just had to go for a day and play all the games to test them for camera without ever actually having the show air. So all I did was like work for a day and play like giant slip and slide Twister and run around a mansion and like do a rose ceremony and like do all of their game challenges. And like nobody will ever see that, but I played it all. I played through the Bachelor Pad and it was fun and I did well. And I did well at the games and I think I would do well in reality.
We'll never know. I mean, I hope you get that opportunity. I don't know that The
I
Bachelor is
really want
actually
it.
well, you're married, but I don't think we have to tell them that. I don't think we have to inform them of that. I think you could just leave that off of there. And then just like that could be the big whoopsie at the end of the episode.
I mean, is there like a cash prize for winning the bachelor pad? Because, you know.
It's like whatever it takes. Yeah, so before we go any further with this, I've got to say I'm surprised that I didn't hear the words Legend of the Hidden Temple out of any of your mouths. It is a pretty... No? Okay, great. Surprising, considering that most of you are LARPers. Highly recommended if you're not familiar with the show. Go check it out. Pretty great game show. Also, any Japanese game show ever created. Also, better than most other options.
Were you not a fan of the Double Dare growing up, Tom?
I didn't really like Double Dare. I felt like it was like easy.
Too sporty.
It was too sporty. Yeah. It was a little too sporty.
Because the Hidden Temple is sort of like the LARPer version of Double Dare, right?
I think it is. Yeah, I think it probably is. It was still sporty. You still had to like cross over some crazy obstacle courses, but for the most part, it was still pretty. There were a lot more question and answer segments that got you further than actually being able to physically do something. Anyway, that's it. Look, we've got an introductory little bit of theme with a logo crafted by hand for your enjoyment. So before we start this dungeon adventure, I entreat you to slowly open the door to the dungeon and enter in as unknown peril awaits. We'll be right back.
I know some
we're
people
back.
in chat were. Oh,
We're back. Yeah. You want to talk about the Noid a little bit more?
Well, chat was talking about the Noid, so
Well, we're just gonna avoid it.
yeah, you avoid the Noid.
I'm just going to repeat it just to make sure everybody understood. We have a very special member of our chat. It is their birthday. They know who they are. We're not going to dox them, but we just wanted to say happy birthday and thank you for all of your support over the years. We hope you're having a wonderful day. All right, we're back. Let's get into this dungeon and see what happens next. A lot went down last session, so we have some things to untangle as visions came to fruition, plans were unfurled, and the future was shown to some of the denizens of this dungeon. That which was is no longer. The known world has changed. Where brilliant and beautiful cities once stood, now only ruin and desolate fields remain. During the War of the Third Age, magic ravaged the land in arcane storms that sank entire nations deep beneath the earth. There, covered in rock and buried deep in those caverns below, the old civilizations were destroyed, and new, different life took hold. Factions arose in those dark corners. In underground cities, a network of tunnels, passages, and layers spread out to the far reaches of the known world, unseen. And where the cast out had been driven away from the realms above land, They found solitude and sanctuary here, in the cities of the realms beneath. Here, they were accepted and allowed to build their own culture and civilization. But the factions of humanity continued to grow above ground, and aided by the elves and dwarves, they formed new cities, under the rule of a grand theocracy unified by a single goddess of light and strength, known as Iomedae. Iomedae was a powerful god and sought dominance over the heavens. Lamashtu, mother of monsters, goddess of chaos, fostered her children beneath the earth and gave them the strength to fight back. But the Alliance of Light soon marshaled their forces, mighty armies, and began besieging the dark places. While another threat quietly grew in the dark. The third sister of the Pantheon, Urgathoa, goddess of death, rose from her cold realm and sought to destroy both the followers of Lamashtu and the followers of Iomedae. And so, a three-sided war was waged. And in this war, few found solace or comfort. This is the story of the monsters that fight against those that attack their lands, plunder their homes, and seek to destroy them in the dungeons of the known world. When we had left the denizens of this new dungeon, contact had been made with the forces of the Detrakarn, the powerful Great Sphinx. A wise, ancient, and mysterious being that watches over many of those who call the Black Mirror or Lamashtu's gift home. Your nation is scattered. It is a cavernous place, as wild and diverse as the lands above. And though it is buried deep and much forgotten by those who tread upon the surface world, your home has beauty. It has vegetation and light, though pale. There is no sky, but there is a large, infinitely stretching ceiling to this place, covered in rock. And in that darkness, crystals sparkle and glow. They shed light, paler than any moonlight that is seen on the surface, but yet enough for each of you to see as clear as day. Your home is built into the side of an enormous crag. It is a dungeon that is small, an outpost really, far on the reaches of the known sectors of your land. This place was chosen by Toggle, the kobold trapper. It was chosen because of what it holds at its center. The calcified remains of an enormous black dragon, ancient. And though no longer living, the hoard and the lair that once contained this mighty being is now yours to shape and create. There is much that has happened recently, many changes that have been made. The Waygate is now functional and sparks with magical life. Beneath it, an altar to Lamashtu, a powerful site of divine strength. It is tethered to that Waygate, and through the Waygate, and the Wizard Master Gogar's intelligence, that it is maintained, controlled, and protected. A large underground lake provides now all of the water that you and your people will need to survive. Food, while it is scarce, is slowly being cultivated. Mushrooms are being grown, and animals are being reared so that they may be harvested for meat. The honeycomb is a large section that has been unearthed, in the center of which is a statue to a Medusa with a hand outstretched. The goblins have built enormous pyres here, and there are 2 altars on either side. One to Shh, the other to Bippy the sheep. Cathexor's game room, now lacking table or chair, is on the far side of this chamber, the honeycomb. And there are a network of many, many passages and rooms that are used by all of the various minions that come to this place. You have become a beacon in the Outlands, one to which goblins and kobolds are drawn to. They come here seeking to support your efforts, and with effort, they can be put to work. You have been given minions, and you have gathered allies. A powerful Etten, a shambling mound, a gelatinous cube, a pair of heart-struck mimics, a young preteen dragon. You have power within this place that you have gathered, but it is still young. It has not been forged. The Real Stouty just offered up 150 bits. Thank you so much, Real Stouty. That gets us closer to our goals.
You did that so I'd shoot the fog machine.
If you have fog, let it happen. I do not have fog currently set up. I keep promising it, but it doesn't happen. Apparently, fog just makes you disappear.
It looks so weird on the green screen. It's like, I am fog.
Stouty just donated another 150 bits.
Come on, Stouty.
So that you know. So Stouty never stopped. So that you know, for every bit that you donate, you do gain additional skulls that you can use within the dungeon. Stouty, you have just gathered together a mighty amount of skulls that you're going to be able to use to purchase items within our dungeon shop.
I should have set the bit at 500. I should have said 500 bits.
So you can just let the fog go, but it just causes you to disappear. And while Stouty is donating many bits, you are not obligated to use the fog.
Man, I told him I would, though.
Twitch is
Stand of your word.
Twitch is a social contract, so if you gave him your word, then you are obligated to do so. All of you were standing around the central area. I believe you were in the same cavern that had the calcified remains of the ancient dragon. You were talking to one another. Toggle, in your hands is the skull that is often used to contact those within the realm that are your masters, the Mind Flayers.
Skull phone.
Known to you and you alone as a skull phone.
Me and the crew.
You and anyone who is a player character can call anything within this world whatever you like. The
Thank you.
NPCs, however, are deaf to it every time you say it and do not know what a phone is. They have no idea. They're confused.
Makes sense. Yeah.
It makes sense. They're completely confused.
Toggle, are you trying to talk to the potato again?
It just gets worse.
So, I suppose that we need to convert all of the portals to our goddess. We need to empower them with her energies, and this will be the only way to do this thing. We gotta do?
Convert all the portals to our goddess.
Yeah.
Where do we start?
How do we do that?
I could dig a hole.
It's
I'm
just
Shmi speaks up. The hook horror is there as well as the Eddard and Ball.
Gogar want to consult his great library of post-it notes and also his brain and see if there is any way to use this control unit, this temple to Lamashtu, what is underneath our portal, to perhaps remote control other portals. Could we change other portals without necessarily traveling to 1,000 different locations?
Okay. Why don't you make an Arcana check for me?
Okay. Gogar is suckle his last remaining green tea in a baby bottle.
Okay, so you drink a baby bottle of green tea.
Can I get in on that suckle? Can I help?
It's not a honeysuckle, Toggle.
No.
Hashtag get in on that suckle. We have a new shirt. Can I get in on that suckle?
Okay, I'm just saying. I know something about time space. I have been reading books in my day.
How would you like to suckle?
I would like to use Arcana as well.
Yeah, you can use Arcana if you like. Somebody wrote Arcane Suckle in the Roll20 chat. I love it. So, Gogar, surprisingly for you, not great rolls. A 12 and a 13. They're not good.
I mean, it's not
horrible.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm going to give you some
yeah.
information. I just am not going to give you as much information as I normally would.
Oh, Gogar was just going to say it's not surprising.
Well, I mean, it's not surprising when you know the character build, which is very brave. Nobo, a natural 20.
That's a nat 20, my liege.
You got in on that suckle.
You are a
Got in on that
show-off.
suckle.
You are a show-off, a natural suckle. That is crazy. Go ahead. You know what the rules are, Nobo. You got to roll again. If you get another natural 20, something miraculous happens. If you get 3 in a row, I will alter the campaign for the better immediately. Nothing will ever be the same. You got a 6.
It's not getting better.
I have a single monsters tier. I'm gonna use it here.
Oh no, Nobo's the queen of the turnaround 20s to 1s.
I know it could be a natural 1.
I hate that.
And that's why I'm so eager to offer you this monsters tier. So you hate it, and there it happens. So go ahead and roll it again, and let's see if you get a natural 1 or a natural 20. 14. How disappointingly average.
Thank you.
Okay, let's
together.
let's get out of the Monty Hall of all this because you did roll a natural 20, which means that Toggle knows a lot. Now, Gogar, you're not without knowledge in this realm. You think that it's possible. You're not sure how. You think that it might require some complicated magical rituals.
Then Gogar lead off with that, so that we could have this moment of roleplay, and it is not simply shwa. Okay, so we'll go, it may be possible to use the temple underneath our waygate to change all of the other waygates, or at least, some of them, without having to go to there. This would be the safest thing to do, because we could do it from the safety of our own poorly defended fortress, instead of going to somebody else's much better defended fortress. But Gogar not quite sure how. Seems to have spilled some tea on these notes, and also maybe his brain.
The little baby is sort of kicking and swinging its little orcish legs and arms inside of the undead papoose that he rides within. And Toggle, you are standing there and you're thinking about this. And I'm just going to give you this, and then you can roleplay the epiphany however you see fit. If you were standing in the center of a waygate and that waygate were opened while you were holding your map, it would show you everything about that location and perhaps allow you to redirect energy through the waygate to that other location. Meaning that with the efforts of those who were able to ignite Lamashtu's glory, open the Waygate and control it, and then help maintain and protect you while you do it, you could navigate a Waygate using your map.
So would that mean that we are like in one Waygate, but in all of them?
It would be like standing in this Waygate, but having the Wi-Fi password to the one you're trying to go to.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Not that that means anything here. You know, we can call whatever we want out here. You know,
You're right.
To the potato.
You can
Okay.
reattune a Waygate remotely. Although you are technically not remote, you would be using your knowledge of the connections between those places. Because the map shows you pathways wherever you are standing. And if you are standing in the Waygate when it's opened, it will show you the Waygate pathways between realms, effectively showing you the ether that tethers reality. And just like when you open your map in a dungeon and it shows you all the different corridors to the dungeon you're standing in, that magical map can be used on the Waygates in the same way. And with Gogar opening Waygates and other members of your dungeon funneling the correct amount of power in the right way, you could effectively target your work from a distance. That does, however, mean you have an open Waygate within your space, which holds dangers of its own.
Okay. I am certain that we can use the map to navigate the different Waygates by even like looking at the map while the gate is open. We'll be able to connect to them from this dungeon as long as the gate is open and being attributed to the goddess. I think it's doable.
I think it's doable.
We should, however, try to fortify Trongus. I know that we have recently acquired some soldiers for the cause. If they can be at the ready to perhaps have our backs in this situation where our backs may be vulnerable.
The ogres are the right choice for this mission, for
Mm.
certain.
Is there?
Do you want me to get them now?
I mean, is there
Are we
anything?
doing this now, or do we?
I mean, it's of the utmost importance, of course. But of course, if we still want to talk to the Sphinx about anything, we could perhaps arrange that. Is there things that we need to get done beforehand? Things we need to fix? We're breached.
It seems the most important thing would be attuning all of the Waygates to Lamashtu.
Mhm.
That would be similar to us destroying our enemies if they can't get here.
Protect our butts! We were breached!
That's
Oh.
that's gonna be weird for me for a while. Are they like shh, except with squeaky voices all the time?
The little eye orbs that are floating around Cathexor, some of them kind of are mimicking back little phrases. Now, some of them have said other things, but for the most part, they do seem to just mimic back whatever they hear.
Kind of cute.
I mean, they're undeniably cute, yes.
Like
But
all
also-
eye.
We were breached!
Very disconcerting. And they're reminding us of our failures also. Maybe we should say something else like, "You're doing a good job."
No, all
Good
children
job.
are.
Good job!
There we go. That is much better. Strongus is super cool. Not gonna say it. Okay.
I'm sorry, did I miss something?
No.
Okay, cool.
I think you got everything.
I think I got it. Okay.
So, what do we think? Are we ready for this now?
I do not understand anything about how these waygates work.
Well, what kind of preparations could we make?
I don't know.
We can get that piano fixed.
It seems slightly out of tune, or like the person playing it, just doesn't really know how to carry a tune.
Does seem slightly off.
It's one of the baby beholders.
Just banging its
playing with
one
his
eye
eye
on a
stalk?
keyboard.
Yeah, if you didn't have hands, let's see how you do. Okay. They're doing this with 4
rolling
eye
back and
stalks.
forth.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
It's
just
pretty
imagining
talented.
Cathexor playing a piano with his eye stalks now.
Cathexor has multiple eye stalks. He'd probably play it better than a humanoid.
Sing us a song, you're the beholder man.
It'd have to be a really large piano. Oh man. All right.
Jordan is immediately writing lyrics.
I can already see it happening. So, all of you are there. Now, there have been some alterations that have happened to the dungeon, and you have the option. Since you've already defended the space against a recent attack, you have a few units that are wounded, some that are scattered and need to regroup. I'm going to turn this piano down just a little bit. Come on, beholders. Pick a tone, okay? So you have a number of different minions within the dungeon, and you have a lot of different things going on. If you recall, there was also a conversation about strengthening the power of Lamashtu through various other means. So you currently have 6 dungeon expansions that you've not used. You have other resources, and I know that, Jordan, I believe you added this back door to the waygate.
Yes.
Now, this is just a passageway. If you choose to add traps or maybe hide the passageway entrances through special means, you can spend dungeon expansions to do that as well. If you want like a secret sliding door, Toggle could construct that or instruct the kobolds
That
to
might
do
be
that.
nice. And then all of the bad guys that enter would have to go the long way, but we have access to the not long way.
Right. I'm not in the business of telling you how to build your dungeon, but I do want you to know that those are the kind of things that you can do with your dungeon expansions, and they're not going to do you any good not being used.
Yeah. They won't do us any good after this dungeon has been taken and destroyed.
So we can jump ahead in time if you want. And I know, Cathexor, you spent a little bit to add a little bit to your dungeon room here. So I think I believe you added 1 expansion. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So I'll add that in
Actually,
there
I think it was 2. I think it was 2 expansions. That's why we have like a game room.
Okay. Well, it was the game room itself that was added.
Yep.
All right. My bad. Okay. So I will
I'd
not.
like to make a quick add too. If we have
All right.
doing that.
So why don't we have all of you decide how you want to use your resources, and then we can say that you spend X amount of time preparing your dungeon before you do anything, and then we'll talk about what actions you want to take next. Does that sound fair? Yeah, turning it down. Sorry, Njord. Hopefully it's a little better at this point. There we go.
Just screaming.
Nothing to hear here.
That was actually in Nox's loft.
That was actually not Sirenscape. Sorry.
That was the cat girl Roxasha finding
Okay.
another hairball in the bathtub.
Let's go ahead and figure this out. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this piece here with some actual dungeon floor. And why don't you all take the time to talk amongst yourselves and decide how you want to use your resources.
I think I realized that I probably need a room just for the baby beholders, because if they're gonna keep playing music, I don't think anyone wants to hear that. So we'll just put a piano in that room.
You want a piano room, okay?
I I was thinking perhaps we could use a room adjacent to the hallway where the ogres are standing, so that they have this sort of an elite troop barracks where they're not just with the goblins all the time.
We will probably lose fewer goblins that way.
And also gain more elite troops if we don't house them with the goblins. I'm sure they talk to their friends about their job. It's pretty cool. We hang out in the hallway, but we gotta sleep with these goblins, man. It's no good.
And Toggle, didn't we have like a wall proposed for like right here
Yeah, let's do a wall.
or something like that
We already
to
spent
like
for
make
that,
a little
didn't
sitting room? Didn't we already spend it for that?
we? Yeah, we already spent for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that's already being built. The lines should be there. I'll make sure that the walls are up for that as well. Because that was where you were going to put the mimics so that
Yeah.
it was a reception area, effectively,
Yeah.
to the dungeon.
Yes. And we can have a little like check-in bell, next to on the table, so they have to like go over and ring it, right, to to get let in.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we need like a door here, or else that doesn't work. With like a
We had number
take a
thing,
number.
right? Yeah, we talked
Thing,
about
yeah.
the take a number thing.
Yeah.
I don't furnish the dungeon. You're going to have to find elements of that elsewhere or use your magical abilities to make that happen.
Okay.
I mean, I can. If you want to spend a dungeon expansion on some furnishings, I can do that.
Traps and
Shush.
trickery and traps.
Oh, yeah, we
Ooh,
could do something like that.
Yeah,
We
some
should
traps
get
would be
Jig and
good.
John in here. Can we call them?
No.
Shush, you could use
No.
stone shape
Oh.
to make the little pedestal for the guest book and stuff,
Mhm.
and the little number taker maybe, and it could just be a cup with numbers. We don't have to be fancy.
Where should we put traps, though? Should we put it on the long way to the
Yes.
portal?
Yeah, just a hallway of doom, and then
Yeah.
make sure the goblins really know that way goes deaf.
Caltrops everywhere.
Yeah, caltrops, honey, ants that like honey,
Mm-hmm.
So,
ants that carry caltrops and then
It-
put more caltrops down.
if you recall, I had given Toggle the ability to trade in honey for traps. So that doesn't even require your dungeon expansions. Now, if one of you want to start to study carpentry, I could maybe start working it out so that you could trade in items for furnishings. But currently, I think you all have an ability that you use to assist each other in the dungeon.
And if I'm going to study anything, it's going to be religion, as I said, that's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
add.
true. That does make sense.
How many? It's 10 honeys?
Yes.
Well,
Per
I'm-
trap, and
I'm
then we can-
gonna blow my load.
We're not doing phrasing anymore, are we?
I have 100 honeys, so I got 10 traps in my pocket.
All right. So you're going to spend 100 honeys.
100.
to
I've
make
been
this
sitting
happen.
on this for half a year.
That's very serious business. I'm happy to have it happen.
I have 3 more after that, so this is pretty much all my honeys.
All right. All right.
Okay, let's figure this out. Okay.
So what
come
traps
back
do you
to
want?
me.
Well, okay. Think about the traps that you want and where you want them to be, and we'll definitely go from there. Meanwhile, what about the rest of you? What are you going to be adding to the dungeon? If you have an expansion that you want to use, just yell it out, and I'll start to make those changes.
How many expansions have we got in the wings?
6. You still have 6. And as far as I know, chat might be furiously purchasing additional bonuses right now. I'm hearing something going on.
Well, I heard the room for the elite troops. I heard room for baby beholders.
Uh-huh. So that if they're small rooms, that would only be 1 each. But remember, that's technically 4x4, which is this size right here.
That might be enough for baby beholders, but probably not elite troops.
This, I'm putting the should the baby beholder piano room be attached to the game room, Cathexor, or do you want it somewhere else?
No, that'll be fine.
Okay, so we'll put it right here. And then where would you like the troop barracks? The loot.
I think this area is probably
So that'll go
the
there.
most reasonable, but I think it has to be 2.
2 of them. Okay.
And are we making that, what was it, the secret sliding door?
You get a free door into this space. Don't worry about that. And if there's another section that you attach to this, you get a door there. But what you don't get are secret or hidden doors. So if you want a secret or hidden door, you either have to convince Toggle to build it for you, or you have to spend a dungeon expansion to do it.
Yeah, we will probably need a secret door here, and also one here. Or else anyone coming through the way gate will take the short way, or somebody coming from the front will take the short way. It's got to be secret on both sides. And then in this hallway, we can write all sorts of things like, the surfacers suck, and they'll never know.
Okay, so I've put technically a door on either side there, Gogar. You can ditch those green bars, as lovely as they are. I'm assuming that Toggle is going to help you out here if they're secret doors, but if not, you have
yeah.
expansions. Yeah.
Nah, I'm a help.
Okay.
We don't need a secret door on the troop room. I don't think. If they go in there, then that's good. They'll get crushed by ogres.
All right. So yeah, if you want, we can figure out some of the details of that room. And then so with the piano room, the secret passageways here. So that's 2 of your secret, 2 of the 10 that you get to add into this space, Toggle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to delete that. No good. Okay, so let's look at the full dungeon here. I'm going to pull back on the map. And we have, the trolls are living outside. They have been healed by and they're back on their vigil out by the front of the dungeon entrance. You've got the doorway here. I'll go ahead and add in the wall to actually make this a separate entryway. If you could, Gogar, please remove the green bars around that space so that I can add the...
The deed is done.
All right. So I'll add walls to that section. Is there anything else that we want to add before we move forward?
So, could I, if I spent like 20 for one trap, can I make like a magic mouth?
You could do that with just one.
Oh, really?
Magic mouth is easy. The only thing with the magic
cool.
mouth is that it doesn't have intelligence. It's a magical enchantment. So you would just be programming it with
just give it a riddle.
Right. Well, or a single statement or something like that.
Okay.
It's not gonna necessarily have sentience. If you want a sentient magic mouth, I'll probably charge you more.
I think it can also like identify visible stuff. So if you're like, only short people get through here, or like, you know, but you probably couldn't say like surfacers because it doesn't know what that is.
Yeah. So we'll work with it. I'll be a little free and loose here, but I do. There are some restrictions. Some restrictions apply. Let's just say that.
Nice. Okay, cool. I think that it would be neat if we had like a magic mouth at the beginning of the long side way to get to the portal. Like we could get through there if we need to, because then we could just say the riddle answer.
So you want a riddle that guards the secret entrance so that anyone without the riddle answer will not be able to pass through.
Yes.
All right. Do you have a riddle?
Yes.
Ooh, Gogar have one. Gogar have
okay, yeah.
What do you call that ruddy brown vegetable root thing that grows in the ground?
Will you allow it, Nox?
I will allow you to do whatever you want to your own magic mouth, all right?
Okay.
So if you want to put that,
Potato it is.
so you have a potato riddle. Let me find a magic mouth to put here.
Well, wait. Is that too easy for adventurers though?
Done.
No.
It's
Potatoes don't
done.
exist in this world.
It's
They
done.
have
Not
to
a real
pronounce it potato.
Potato.
This is
All right.
we've already established.
I'll
it's canon
allow
that these don't
pronunciation
exist.
alters, but no further alters can be made to it. It is now.
Gogar is crying. Sorry, it's the baby Gogar thing. He's crying all the time.
Potato is the answer, and the question is literally, what is this root?
Not a smart mouth.
I mean, okay. So I'm gonna just add, and then where'd you want this mouth at? You want it like at the edge,
just,
kind of like in the middle of this wall, right
Yeah,
before
like
you
where-
go down the long way.
where you might imagine a mouth.
Yeah, it's in the center of behind the ogres. There's a magic mouth now,
Yeah.
and I think it's gonna annoy the ogres to no end that this riddle keeps getting asked every
They're
time
gonna
they trip.
love it.
Every time they trip or enter or exit the space. So, okay, so now we're starting to see some changes here in the dungeon. How many expansions have you spent?
Can I ask a question first? What happens if they don't answer the riddle?
Oh, so
the door
then,
doesn't open, right?
Oh, I wanted to add a little the problem. I
Oh.
wanted to add a element.
All right. What
This
do
is
we
why
have?
it was going to be probably a 20 spot. So if they do not answer or do not answer correctly, the floor beneath them opens in a classic pit trap.
Okay, so that would be a 20 because you're adding a pit trap underneath what? I need you to mark out where you want this pit trap effectively.
How many goblins are you
Yeah,
trying to collect?
Like, hold on a second here.
It's like if people pronounce potato correctly, they're going to die.
Okay. Oh,
So, but that's not a problem. That's
I
not
mean,
a problem
it's not
for
a
me.
problem to you.
I mean,
Okay, let's discuss this. There
Yeah.
needs to be some repercussion for. Okay, the adventurers are absolutely going to know what a potato is, but they don't know what a potato is.
I really think you should move it here
I'm open to that.
so that, I mean, because otherwise it is going to piss off these ogres.
Okay, yeah.
One of them is going to die.
Tuck the mouth in. How about this, Nox? If they answer the question potato, it'll open, right? And once they enter, it'll be a pit trap because they said potato instead of potato.
And if they say potato, then the door over here is what opens.
okay, so the pit trap opens
Yeah.
if they say potato, and if they say potato.
Or anything else. Like,
Right, anything else
I
too.
am
Anything
sorry,
besides
I don't know
potato.
who you think you're talking to here.
Like
But
radish.
If you are not being very specific about what happens, it's going to be exactly what you say.
Somebody's gonna
Gogar
put
is
you back on a
interpreting
bottle
it
someday.
as there is a door here. That
Uh-huh.
is a visible door.
Yeah.
And then there is a secret door here, right? And then
Yeah.
there is a magic mouth, maybe like on this door or something like that.
Slap a mouth on it.
Yeah, put a mouth on the door. They're already used to intelligent furniture in this dungeon, you know?
Yeah, we've already established that in room 1 of your
Right,
dungeon.
right,
that
right.
things are going to talk to them,
It's
and
not safe.
it's not safe.
So they talk to the door, and then if they say you know, tomato or French fry, then nothing happens. But if they say potato, then this door is open. And then when they enter, they fall to a pit trap.
So the pit trap
Yeah.
would be over here, under here.
Right, Tago?
And so,
Yeah.
is that what you're thinking? Okay, so I'll
And if
allow
they say
all that.
potato, then this door opens.
Potato will get them the other thing. And if they say nothing, nothing happens. Or if they say
Stuck in
the
the
wrong,
room.
if they say the wrong thing, nothing happens.
If they say the wrong thing or nothing, can you have the mouth be like,
Okay,
like a little like
I will give you free judgmental harumphing on the magic mouth's part.
Good.
nice. Okay, cool. That's important.
Yeah, so you can get a free one there. Wow, crud. Hold on here. Let me. Okay, so we're gonna put some doors in here. So here is the door for that, and then I'm gonna paste another door and turn it around so that you now have 2 doorways. Both are hidden. Are both hidden or just one hidden? Like it looks like there are no doors until they say potato or potato.
Yeah.
So how many dungeon expansions would it take to get like little like zap training collars for all of the goblins so that they get like a little buzz every time they say potato, so that they just like never say potato anymore?
It doesn't exist. Why would they say
Why
potato?
would they say potato? It's not a word that exists in this world.
Have any goblins overheard this conversation? Is really the question.
I think that's up to you, Nox.
And I'm gonna roll. I guess I'm gonna roll some perception checks. No, they didn't hear anything.
God.
They didn't hear this, thankfully. So
Probably
you
stay away
don't.
from the ogres.
Yeah, you don't have that problem immediately. Okay, so if you look at the map now, and I think everybody has been able to follow along while we've been doing this. We have a few friends through here in chat, by the way. If you have any suggestions in chat, thank you for coming through. Once again, this is the Scabby Rooster. We're playing Total Party Kills, which is our interactive dungeon crawl. We are the monsters, however, not the heroes. We are building the dungeon alongside you. You're able to get involved. You can talk to Vesperilla, our friendly Rakshasa cat girl, who is currently running the shop here within the tavern. You can get involved if you would like to. You can find out everything you need right there in the chat. We've had some amazing raids, some great friends come through. I see some very familiar faces here, faces that I would like to see back very soon, not naming names. Aki, whenever you can, you let us know. We got a space in this dungeon for you. However, we're currently building out this new dungeon layer. We've just added in barracks for elite troop. And I'm going to give you some sort of stone cots or something in here just to spruce it up a little bit. I'll give you those for free. And then we've got the passageway that leads from the waygate. I don't know what happened to the actual waygate chamber. I need to get back in here, make an adjustment. However, we've got the waygate. Let's put that in the back, all the way in the back. There we are. Whoops. All right. So the waygate itself. Oh, okay. We'll figure it out. And then there's a passageway that enters into either of these entrances. And one of those entrances can be opened with the word potato, and one of them can be opened with the word potato. However, if the wrong answer is given, the magic mouth is just judgmental and harumphs. And that is it. But those are the ways to the Waygate room. Otherwise, upon inspection, it just looks like there's a pair of ogres guarding a magic mouth. Now, we've also added in the far back here, inside the game room, and I'll give you some shelves for free, Ryan, so that Cathexor can have some game shelves. Those will be made out of stone, but that's all you get for free. And I will also give you a piano, because we have been talking about it. But you'll have a piano inside of the music room, I guess. I need to give you a doorway and a wall here because it is a separate room. However, it's a normal doorway, correct?
Yep, it's a normal doorway.
Big enough to get your butt through, but nothing else really. It's still a fairly small room. Okay, so have I missed anything other than the fact that we also have added the welcome center? What were you calling it? It was the
lobby reception room.
Reception area. You have a reception area. It's very exciting. There are a pair of mimics in there. There is a mimic game table and a mimic velvet purple chair. And apparently one goblin that, for whatever reason, has gotten trapped in there. I'm just going to leave him in there. So that is what interlopers will see if they survive the trolls that are outside of the dungeon. This is beginning to take shape into something that's unique and far different than what we started with. Were there any other additions that I've missed? All right, I'm going to go ahead and add the door to Cathexor's music room. But I need to know if anyone wants to add anything else. If my math is correct, you still have a few dungeon expansions remaining.
How do we feel about like a sticky floor? Like just gluey. Just
Fair. I mean, there's going to be just nothing but goblins on it.
it's gonna be such a mess, right?
I mean, is it self-cleaning sticky floor? Like, how does it
No.
work? Does it
Is it
stick to
magic
it and then
glue?
it just dissolves whatever gets stuck to it? Because then it's fine.
Yeah.
Is there anything that can work in our favor with the goblins?
No,
'Cause, like,
no,
no.
no. It's you just have to. It's collateral damage with the goblins. They're not.
Well, we could have it so that a particular creature can't enter a space, right? That's the thing. Like
I mean-
goblins can't get past this point.
Well, but that's because we told the
Ew.
ogres not to let them.
I suppose maybe just things like secret passages and stuff that we can use, and even if the goblins don't benefit from it, that's okay. But neither would the interlopers.
Like, what would be really useful is like if there was like a way to, like, put like some secret rooms on the other side of here. So if there were like people coming through this passageway, we could like have like some like arrow shooters just like pepper them full of arrows, or you know, right around this sort of thing, or this area here, like that. So they were coming through, that we could just get them from the other side of the wall and they couldn't attack us back.
Oh, like little like slits in the wall.
Or like
Interesting.
spear through it, spears, you know.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Tactical.
Have to be a way to get to those rooms from somewhere else in the dungeon, though.
Yeah. Well, I've got honeys to spend, so maybe.
Well, have we set up the traps we wanted in the hallway?
We haven't even gotten specifically to the traps. We've just added a magic mouth. You've spent 20 plus 2 secret doors, so you spent 4 of your 10 traps. You have 6 remaining.
Okay.
And we still have expansions.
True.
Ryan, I'm making an edit. It's not a piano. Inside of the back wall of your music room is an enormous skeletal bone organ.
But
Yeah, pianos aren't really. I mean, there are pianos in the world above, but it doesn't really make sense down here. So
where is it? Do you have a token for this?
it's coming in. I'm building it right now.
Oh my goodness.
So you're gonna have a skeletal bone organ. It's very gothic and scary for you and your children to play in the music room.
Nice.
Well, your students, I should say, because we've established that you're taking on a mentor role.
Ah, yes. Because he still doesn't have any idea that they're his children.
Well, and it's really questionable as to whether or not that's really the case, because beholder biology doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I have something. So how about if I spend 10 honeys to put a sign on the front door that says "Use other door,"
We could just.
like in undercommon.
For 10 honeys,
Or
because
in
that is
common, in
ridiculous.
common.
Nope.
No,
because-
in common, but I know common.
Can I finish?
We know common.
Can I finish?
Yes,
Because
finish.
you are spending 10 honeys on something so mundane that you could just make, I'm going to allow it to be a magic sign that will read to any language of any individual that looks upon it, so that they immediately know what it says. It's
Thank
in
you,
the language
Knox.
of the viewer. So before you argue me away from it, I'm going to give you that gift, because if you're going to spend 10 honeys on it, a sign is a real low bar. Can I have a sign, please? There's nothing. An ordinary sign that I could just make.
Can I slap a sign out there that's
Yeah.
just like "Use other door"?
Yeah. So it'll say "Use other door," and whoever reads it, whatever language they read, or even if they can't read, they're just going to intuitively know that it says
Jeez.
that. Yeah.
Well, that'll really befuddle them.
Yeah, we are not accepting deliveries at this door. You know?
And I can see no problems
Yeah.
here. It's not going to affect anyone other than your enemies, I'm sure.
Very good. So 3 more, 4 more, 3 more.
Well, 3 more. If you spent the sign, then you have 5 more. Unless I've missed something else.
No, you haven't.
All right. Oh. Vesperilla has just given me a missive.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Ha!
Cathexor,
Yes.
you and your students are swarming around in the game room.
Mm-hmm.
We've been breached. We've been breached. Good job.
Oh, we've been breached? We have?
Good job.
Thanks.
So they're swarming around you. There are, at last count, you think that there are around 13 of these little gazers. One of them has gone off on a missive to find you peanut butter cups. You don't know when you'll ever see them again, if ever. They've taken the quest very seriously. However, Cathexter, the first thing that you notice is that you get these like little blinks. Like sometimes you concentrate and you realize you're watching through all of your little gazers. You can see things in the room that they're in when you're not there. So these are effectively drones that you can mystically see through. However, for you to be able to do so, I require dice. I require dice from you. So if you spend dice, you can activate some of these orbs for a select amount of time. So every dice that you activate, one of these little beholders can be used as a remote viewing tool. However, they're swarming around and they're just kind of saying whatever. And you see the doors open as the goblins and Shmi walk through, and Shmi looks at you. Oh, that was harder than I thought, but as soon as we pulled the rock away, there was a big instrument there. Would you like to take a look?
Yes. Come along, students. We're gonna look at what Shmi has discovered and say thank you. Or say good job.
Good job.
So
go as a group.
Yeah, the group kind of floats in, and you see a massive organ that's built into the wall that's made out of various bones, and it looks like goblin and orc bone and human bones and dwarves and elves all lashed together into a very functional instrument. It looks like there are keys that are spread out, and you see little carvings and runes everywhere.
Oh my. Everybody stay back just in case it's trapped. And I use telekinesis, so that I press some of the keys just to make sure that nothing explodes or nothing weird happens.
You press some keys, and nothing seems to happen. It sounds nice. There are long draws. I think actually, hold on. I think I have an organ here. Hold on. Let me correct this. No. This won't do. This won't do. This is not what Sirenscape is for. So you do press some keys, and immediately you hear the long, kind of mournful tones of an organ. However, you notice that it bends itself in a way that is not unpleasant. It's perfectly tuned. You're not even certain how it's possible that this thing has just been unearthed, and immediately it has this kind of soulful, hollow sound to it. Did you cast any other spells, Cathexor?
Nope, just telekinesis.
Okay, all right. Is there anything else that you'd like to do?
I want to do, I guess, I just want to know more about the organ. Like, would that be an Arcana check or a History check?
Well, you could do either, and they would give you different information. So the choice is yours.
All right. I'm gonna go with an Arcana check.
All right. Tell me how you did.
All right.
I'm working on our dungeon, so I've not seen your roll. Natural 1?
Natural 2, so it's a total of 8.
All right. 8 total, and this was Arcana, or this was History?
Arcana.
All right. So, you don't think that any of the organ parts themselves are inherently magical. It seems like a normal instrument to you.
Okay, it looks like we got a new instrument. We're gonna put this in the music room. So I use telekinesis to lift the organ and place it in the piano room, or I guess organ room now.
Good job.
Ooh, I wonder if there's a way to get that sound from the organ room to be piped into the other places in the reception room for waiting and hold music, or at least to scare them off.
That sounds to me like a auditory mechanism that would require a trap if you wish to create a effectively a sound tube system where small tubes piped the music in to whatever rooms you chose. You could have little pulleys that would allow you to turn off and on certain rooms so that whoever is playing the organ can have that music pumped in. I'm gonna have to find organ easy listening music. Like organ yacht rock. Do you think that exists?
It does now!
Somebody in chat, create organ yacht rock and send it to us so that we can have waiting room music within this dungeon that they are utterly winning right now. Okay, so you got a, here, I'm gonna push this back a little bit. You've got this built into the wall, and yeah, so you've got a room that has a bone organ. And you've noticed that it plays beautiful music. It seems completely normal. Nothing wrong with it at all. And
Nothing wrong at all.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong at all.
You and your students are enjoying it. Some of your students work together, and you notice that they're able to kind of replicate any tune that you play. So if somebody wants to make a performance check here at the organ, we can then program some of your gazers to stay in here and duplicate that sound.
Does this organ only have high notes?
Well, you'll have to come experiment if that's what you want.
Can there be one button that when they push it, it goes, "Fear me"?
I think that would be probably a trap expansion, if you want.
No, just, well, what would it sound? It could just,
It only plays musical tones unless you wish to get really creative. Welcome to the tavern. Thank you for the follows, everybody. Apparently you're enjoying organ time. So, yeah, get in here and have a good time. By the way, 6 honeys go to Toggle, 2 green tea go to Gogar. And also, Cathexor, I'm going to add in some shelves here for you.
Yay, more shelves!
Yeah, you actually got shelves. It was actually given to you by chat. I didn't give you these shelves. These shelves came from your friends in the ether, and I'm gonna fill your room with these shelves.
I feel like at some point I need to invite Cathexor to teach music.
Sure.
I mean, not Cathexor, Gogar. My goodness.
Thanks for all those gifted subs. Yay.
We got a bunch of gifted subs from chat. Thank you so much. That's getting us real close. These are going out to Thomas Larp, Designated 16, Creepy Pidgey, Natarok, Kurth. Each of you have just gotten a subscription from your friends anonymously in the community here. And that means that we're getting even closer. If you look at these bars above my head, if we fill all of these up, it's going to unlock special minions. And the current minion that is on the table are exploding goblins. We have goblins with explosive barrels tied to their back. You'll be able to release them anywhere you want into the dungeon. You'll be able to pick a cardinal direction, and I will have them move in that direction, and they will either open up new segments of the dungeon, or if they hit something before they get there, maybe cause some problems. We'll have to see. But you want a little bit of mayhem, that's what we got for you. That's going to happen as soon as we fill this up, and that'll be open all week. So hopefully we can hit it tonight, but if we don't, We'll see what happens. If we get to $50 in consideration, we're going to do our dice giveaway, and I know we're getting a little close to that.
I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to spend 10 dice in order to have one of the organ notes say, "Fear me."
Done. I can allow you to do that.
How much would it cost for me to have a room, Novo? Stay with me here. That is just helium, right? So the room is nothing but helium, and it floats people up, right?
Oh, like in Willy Wonka and the
Yeah,
chocolate
like in
factory.
Willy Wonka,
Yeah.
sort of
You
like
want
that.
a fizzy lifting room.
Yeah, that's exactly
We would
what
like
I
that
want.
actually.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun actually, and then like with
The
some
blades
sort
at
of
the top, yeah.
blades at the
Fizzy
top.
We should have
lifting-
all the Wonka
Fizzy
traps.
lifting is outside of trap making. However, it's right
Oh.
within Gogar's wheelhouse. So you
Oh.
can have Gogar enchant a room with fizzy lifting gas. However, for that enchantment, it's going to take 10 green teas. And you have to build a-
Gogar do have green teas from old Gogar.
That's very
maybe
generous.
Gogar does not have the little bottle in the nipple to consume.
Green teas, all your green teas were magically converted when your body transferred over to the
Oh,
infant
really?
version of
We were
yourself.
keeping track of them separately.
Well,
Good to know.
Yeah. They're all now baby bottled green teas. I didn't realize that we were separating them. Otherwise, I would have stopped. Okay, so we're now on fizzy lifting room. Now, I will say that if you work with Toggle, what you can do is implant a mechanism to allow it to turn off and on. So if I get 10 green teas and 10 honeys, you can have a fizzy lifting room that has some sort of mechanical switch.
I love that, especially if things go wrong.
Which they will.
Oh,
I need to move this T-Rex.
if it suits you.
Yeah, it's still in the dungeon. It's Cathexor, but there's still a T-Rex here in the middle of our dungeon. If anybody just comes into our Roll20 map, they're like, what the fuck are these people doing?
I think if they come into the stream, they're going to be like, what the fuck are these people doing?
Yeah, that too. Fair enough. Look, what I would like to do is, see, that's on the GM level, so you're not even seeing that. So I'll move it over here. However, I will remind you, Christine, you can make your own contributions here, depending on how many shinies you might want to spend. If you would like to train or draw new wildlife or grow certain plants or other foliage.
I only have 6 shinies.
Okay, that's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. Alright, so I've moved that back.
Can we get back to that special button on the organ?
Okay, so we're talking
I
about...
feel like I got glossed over. You know?
it sort of did. So we were talking about the organ having a button that you hit, or a button or a key. Is it one of the keys? Does it just say "fear me"?
But it would have to be longer and drawn out, you know?
Yes, probably the idea is that it's supposed to be a little bit haunting, a little disturbing, so it's more like, "Fear me!" That's kind of like what I'm going for.
You want it to sound like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever the key is hit, they will hear...
Oh, damn it. That has been on. Fear me. All right, so... Hold on.
My
this
eyeliner's
doesn't
running.
This doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem right.
What doesn't seem right?
What seems wrong?
I'm gonna be doing this for the next 30 minutes.
Oh, nothing we've done for the last 10 minutes has been in earnest.
It's all permanent now. So you've got a fizzy lifting room. You've got a single key on the organ.
Yes.
I gotta get a drink. I'm over. This is too good.
Yes,
You've got a single key on the organ.
God.
You've got a
Yes.
fizzy lifting room. I need to know where this fizzy lifting room is going to go.
Mhm.
A room full of helium. These are the tools that we've got, people. I can't tell you. It's gonna happen again.
Don't forget our sign.
Oh,
Cheers, everybody.
We've got a sign.
I mean, could you get me one, Axelson? Jesus.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get the sign.
Oh my god. I don't know. I don't think I've laughed this hard since lockdown started. Really.
Well, I'm glad that you are entertained. That's not
Very.
the wrong. That's not the wrong reaction. Hey, we just got another follow. Thank you so much for the follow. All right.
Oh, thank you for clipping that.
Well, I'm not reading
Go
chat.
back.
I'm not reading chat. I'm not reading chat.
Oh, cheers, KK. Cheers.
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 Yeah.
Cheers, chat.
Happy
We did it.
birthday to
We did it.
whoever's birthday it might be.
Yeah, happy birthday. You know
Happy
who you
birthday.
are.
I'm putting
I feel
the
like
sign
it's
down.
my birthday.
I'm putting the
A very
sign.
merry unbirthday to us all.
I'm putting the
Yeah.
Oh my
sign
god,
in.
my cheeks hurt from laughing so hard.
I bruised a
right now.
rib holding that in.
All right, I'm putting the sign in. Now, I'm serious. You've already spent it, so I need to know where you want the fizzy lifting room.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Get a sign that says treasure inside.
You can put another
can make
sign
that, right?
down
Yeah,
for
we can
free.
make that
You don't
sign.
have to pay for these signs unless you want to.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the next one will be more spicy. Like, like I'm thinking about all these classic, April Fools, like Fool's Day tricks, like putting a foil wrapped plate in the break room with a sign that says like free cake, and then underneath it's just a little note that says fuck you.
Puddle, we could just do this.
Oh, okay. Very
We
well.
speak common.
I think we're
We
all
could
a
also
little
put it in
loopy.
Underdark, and then it's a joke on the goblins.
That's pretty funny.
They'd be
two
real
that
mad
can
if they could read.
So, do you have a place in mind? Do you want to block off walls? Do you want to spend a dungeon expansion to add some walls? Are you not listening to me now?
Do I need to do this to get a reaction?
No, you don't have to.
Oh, you know what would be a pretty
Hey, everybody,
good place?
Be quiet. Nox is talking again.
Put some walls down where you would like them.
So the fizzy lifting room, the mechanics of that, is that sort of a drink this, or is it like a helium
Almost
chamber?
like an anti-gravity.
Like
right?
an anti-gravity trap?
I
That's
feel
cool.
Like a levitation. So actually, my question is,
I told
What
you
is the-
switch. So you have a switch. Now, if you spend an additional trap, you can have a remote switch as well. So if somebody's in the room, lift it up, you could then turn it off remotely and drop them.
Okay.
You could add a pit to that as well.
or spikes?
Spikes. Yeah. Well, yeah. Or you could just make it real dangerous. Like do whatever you
Yeah.
want. You know, like
Yeah,
you
you
don't.
could have two switches. You got a switch for the gravity and a switch for the spikes. Just keep
Oh.
doing it.
Oh,
Just-
like the trap closet from
If
the
you-
first dungeon.
Again,
Second dungeon?
I will just give you a suggestion here. You don't have to do it. You can either add more rooms, or you've got this hallway that Gogar is currently standing in. At least the pieces in there. You could add. You could spin a dungeon expansion. Pretty much put 2 doors here. Wall this room off so that they have to pass into this room, and then you could add your fizzy lifting powers and spikes or whatever else you want. Check it out. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. But it's
No,
very
I
possible.
think it's good. I think that it needs to be contained, though. I think you're right. It needs walls, so it's not just like our main
I've already
hallway.
got a doorway here, Gogar. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a doorway here already. But I will
Yes,
add.
yes.
All right. All right. So go ahead and.
I love that. I love
All right.
that.
Go ahead
That'd be
and.
great.
I can kill these, I guess. You can leave your notations, but go ahead and remove your doors, Gogar, if you don't mind.
Oh, wait, Gogar, I gotta be careful not to delete Gogar.
which would be a first to not let me go there. All right. So I'm going to add a door to either side here. Do you want pushes or pulls?
That's what's less welcoming?
I mean,
Probably
I can't
a
answer that.
pull. I think a pull.
All right. So you've added that. Now, do you put any that's one dungeon expansion.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that leaves you 3 dungeon expansions. Is that correct? Has anybody else been keeping track, or is it just me?
It has been you,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna go with 3.
Okay, so you have 3 dungeon expansions left. I don't know why this isn't synced up anymore.
On the other side. Hold on.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So it is a pull to get in and then a push to get out, right? Is that how you set it up?
I set it up as a push and a pull.
Okay. Can we make the other door also a pull? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Do we have the
you
tools for that?
I mean, you can determine whatever you want. I just kind of threw something randomly in.
I would like that. And if we could, we put like a doorknob on that second one, but it's not a real doorknob. It falls right off into your hand.
Okay. So
How do we get in?
Oh, no. Shit.
No one's like, okay, hear me out. What
Are
if we
you
just had a
saying-
broken door?
do you want
Do you make that a trap somehow,
Yeah,
Novo?
do
Like
you
maybe
want-
it poisons you when you touch the doorknob or something?
Are you asking for a disposable door?
Could I spend 10 honeys to have a broken door instead of a working door?
Yeah, you can use it once and then it is broken and you cannot get it.
I just thought that was that's a fun little prank, you know? Just loosen the doorknob.
Okay, so you would have to get a magically regenerating doorknob and to make that actually work. Unless
Right.
you want to be trapped yourself.
Mhm.
Unless your goal is to trap yourself. This one
I feel cursed.
you want both of these to be pulls, right?
Yeah. I think that would be a
Alright.
fun little design choice.
All right. So I'm going to move these both back here. Like so. Whoops. Okay. And that...
Oh no, that's very good. Okay, so Nox, they're both pulls, but it says push.
Uh-oh.
That's some trickery and traps.
You can just put... Okay, that's free. So you can just have
Thank
them
you.
mislabeled on all of the doors.
Yes.
Except one that is
Ooh.
labeled correctly.
Clever. Okay, so that's the last one you come upon, and you're like, ah.
Okay, if we go back now to the map, you have your main alcove, also known as the reception area. They're going to pass through 3 trolls and enter into the reception area. Now, the reception area has 2 mimics in it. You're then going to pass through another set of doors and get into the main area. You've got, like, sort of a dead space back here. I don't really know what to say about that. It's, I guess, like a nook that you could put something into. Or, you know, assign it to some of your minions. But they walk forward, and they're going to come to what looks like a dead end. That dead end has a magic mouth on the far side. That magic mouth asks a riddle. What rooted vegetable is brown and comes from the ground? Or something like that. I don't know the exact word, and you're going to have to send that to me. But the answer is potato, and that will open the correct door that leads you into the Waygate room without having to go the long way. If they answer potato, then it opens the doorway to the right, and they have to go the long way and are, you know, more effectively killed as they come down this chamber to the Waygate. It still leads to the Waygate. If they answer incorrectly or don't say anything at all, the magic mouth then harumphs in a very salty manner at them. We've added the passageway here that leads into that way gate. Whoever's yelling, could you just... Yeah, it's real bad. It's real bad. Just chill out. Chill out just a little bit, okay? Oh, I see. It's up at maximum. The screaming is up at maximum. Everything else is at a reasonable level. But distant screams is at 100%, which really
So
is
distant.
going... That's going with the theme for the night. So we've also added barracks here for the ogres, so they don't have to go all the way back to the honeycomb to find their rest. They're able to take shifts and stay here within the elite barracks, which is very close. There is no special protections around this door. It's just a door, but if anybody enters into there, they're most likely going to find at least one very angry ogre. Okay, so the second thing that we've added is a music room, which has been appended to Cathexor's gaming room. Because of chat's generosity, we have added a whole slew of shelves here to that chamber.
Gogor have a trap idea, which might be a pretty sweet thing for this long hallway.
Ooh.
For the long one that you're in? Okay, let me finish the review just to make sure we're all on the same page, and we'll come to the new traps. So then Cathexor's music room has an organ inside of it. That is a bone-built, terrifying organ that you have expended 10, one of your remaining 10 honeys to create a echo chamber series of audio tubes that allow you to pump music into a number of areas. I'm just going to say it takes it into the reception area. And if you wish to expand that, you have to spend additional traps. But right now you've got auditory music that is led into the reception area. I'm going to give you 3. Choose 3 points on the map. So the reception area, where else would you like it?
Let's see. Reception area. Probably near the waygate, or if for whatever reason they come through that area.
Okay, so where in the waygate chamber itself, or in the passageway leading to the waygate chamber?
I would say in the passageway leading to the waygate.
Okay, so you have Muzak here, Muzak here, and where else?
Probably Muzak. I feel like Muzak in the fizzy lifting room
Okay.
would
So
be the most appropriate.
hallway.
That is the sound that everyone should die to.
Yeah, fizzy lifting
Yes.
room, reception area, and hallway. I'll find some sort of auditory marker. I think I've got a symbol here. And I'll drop one in each of these so that we know that that's there. Now that brings us to the other major alteration that's happened today, which is the fizzy lifting room. It is magically imbued with 10 green teas and 10 honeys to allow you to, and also you spend an expansion on walling it off here so that it has doors. But this chamber has a remote switch. So where is the switch? Toggle.
The remote one?
Well, you have 2 switches. You did both. So you have a switch inside the room that can be hidden if you choose. But then there's a remote switch so that you can control it from a distance if someone's trapped in there, and effectively cause them to float and then fall over and over again.
Is the fizzy lifting room have blades at the top of the ceiling?
You haven't added any traps yet. You didn't confirm any of those before we got to that point. So if you want blades on the ceiling or blades on the floor or some sort of pit trap, you'll have to add those separately.
I would like blades on the ceiling in true fizzy lifting form.
Okay, so blades on the ceiling. You're going to spend
Another 10.
another 10. That leaves you with 3. If you give me another one, we will say that those blades are mechanisms that are like whirling animated blades that are at different levels. So like the interior of a lawnmower. Or you could just do blades. You don't have to spin more, because you can either have just blades on the ceiling, or you can have blades that spin.
Let's just keep it basic, because I'm really intrigued about this hallway.
Okay, so then you have 3 traps remaining that you can spin with your honeys that you've been hoarding. And let's then go to Gogar. Gogar, you were talking, but before I do, Christine and Drongus. So neither of you have been very involved in the direct construction here, with the exception of maybe the barracks and all that. The 2 of you control and help to maintain the minions within the dungeon. You add a lot of different elements there. I know you don't have a lot of resources to spend here, but is there anything that you want to spend a dungeon expansion on to try to improve what you do with that?
I mean, I feel like the trap, like the spear rooms on the sides of the hallway is a good choice for the people who say potato.
Okay, so you're talking about the traps in the hallway, but yeah, we'll get in there and do that. Unless there's something that I was just asking specifically, so the 2 of you had a hand in this. If there's anything that you wanted to add before we move forward.
I mean, I already did with the elite barracks, so I would defer to Christine.
Yeah, as dungeon mom, I guess I'm just looking for morale. So maybe problems that we tend to have recently tend to be food-based, like just literally minions eating each other. So I don't know if there's what about like a mess hall, like where we actually have like all of the official food that we...
A pantry, or a kitchen, or a mess hall,
cafeteria.
like a cafeteria.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking like a mess hall cafeteria, but I suppose a kitchen makes sense. We did have an NPC that was our cook.
You do still
I
have
don't know
a
where
kobold.
he's cooking.
Yeah, you still have a kobold. Yeah, they open fire, which is near the base of the Medusa currently. They're just sort of roasting meat and each other on that fire.
Yeah, so I mean, if he's doing his good job cooking with that fire, then I think that's fine, and we don't necessarily need a kitchen. I'm thinking more like a mess hall for our, like, you know, where people, that way our creatures know they have like a place that they can associate with eating provided food.
They can mix and mingle.
So it's as much a social space as it is anything else.
Yeah, it's for morale, and it's also for, like, you know, when you're training an animal, you want them, you're like, all right, if you keep having this bad habit, we're going to deflect and give you another option, right? Like dog trying to eat your shoes, you don't just take away the shoes, you also give a toy. So it's like minions trying to eat their own allies. Don't just take away the allies, give them a place where it's like, we love you eating, just not them. And that's what this is supposed to serve.
Amazing. Rodal, thank you so much for that subscription. You've been subscribed for 12 months. Thank you for the 12 months. We really do appreciate it. They're calling it a rec room in chat too, apparently. But yeah, so you want to have a social area where maybe some tables where you can all eat. Yeah. No problem. We'll do that. So where do you want that?
Slap some tankards, eat some...
You have three
fresh off the flame.
You have 3 dungeon expansions left. Where would you like to add those? You also have 4 shinies.
Oh, I just got 4 shinies?
Yeah, they just gave you 4
Thank
shinies.
you. Yay, that brings me to 10. So I guess I could do a...
You could do if you want to plant something, you could plant something, or you could summon something. It's up to you.
Ooh. Yeah, let's okay. I think I'll plant something because I'm the only one who does that kind of stuff. So, all right, let me look and try to pick a good spot. I guess like this communal mess hall could go, let me see. I suppose it does make sense to maybe be off of the dragon room, like maybe the upper left of the dragon room.
So like right here?
Yeah,
Like
that'd be a good
there?
spot because that's like near the living quarters,
And
but
it also
a separate space.
It starts to expand things in a new way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I feel as though I need to make some adjustments to Cathexor's area too to get these sized up correctly. So give me a second with that. I'm going to go ahead and add that area there. How many expansions are you going to spin, Christine?
2.
Okay. So 2 expansions for that. And is there anything that you want to spend your shinies on?
Yes. So I think that I do want to grow something, but I am open to brainstorming suggestions about what would be handy. Like, do we think that it should be like food or defense? Like defensive plants? Can we do that kind of thing? Like, are there ways that people can get?
So if you want like brambles or some sort of
like the piranha plant from Mario.
Yeah, if you
or
want
Little Shop of Horrors.
If you
Like
want like carnivorous plants, poison plants,
Poison, we can put it on our weapons.
You can definitely have a poison garden.
All right, somewhere where the goblins won't step in it.
Well, they will. They will learn.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're putting the poison garden off the secret hallway.
Or the poison garden could just be taller than goblins. Like we could have wall plants.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, so keeping it out of reach.
So then it's just the goblin on top of the other goblin's shoulders that dies. So we just lose half as many goblins.
That was a bad idea for those goblins anyway.
We're weeding out the dumb ones.
Okay, so so you can plant some sort of ceiling garden, certainly.
Sure. Okay, so a ceiling garden. Where do we like this? On the way to the Waygate? Then maybe our interlopers could be tricked by it somehow. Think that it's part of their foray to the Waygate. Ceiling of the Waygate hallway.
Do we need another sign?
Signs are effectively free unless you wish them to be read by anyone and everyone who comes across them.
That
sign says keep away from interlopers, so they think that it's special.
Do you want so they think it's special in there too, or?
Yeah.
All right.
Sign says long-haired, freaky people need not apply.
All right. So I've made some adjustments. First of all, Cathexor's space is sized appropriately. We've got additional spaces here for your mess hall. There's no furniture. I'll leave that. If chat wants to throw in some furniture, you've been doing that earlier. But right now, there's nothing else in there. But mess hall is a place to eat. And then I feel like we've done a lot here. So before we go any further with that, where do you want your poison garden?
I think maybe in the upper hallway, where the little red man just was.
Where the what was?
The upper hallway above the Waygate.
Oh, okay. And then just fill it with poison plants.
Yeah, poison plants on the ceiling, so we can
How
do
will
devious things.
How will we get to there?
Well, can't Drongus reach it?
But we have to go down the trapped hallway.
I can say potato.
Oh wait,
Well, let me know.
do
if
you have a
that-
better suggestion, Gogar? Where would
Yeah.
you like the poison garden?
Well, I mean, we could stick it off the secret hallway, and then the goblins will never find it.
Oh, okay, that's fair. And I guess if we're not thinking that the interlopers will get poison ivy from it anyway. We're just using it to poison other things.
All right.
Yeah, like our weapons and stuff.
So inside the secret hallway that you say potato, or I'm sorry, potato. I see, I'm confused
Potato.
now. Potato to get into. That contains the poison garden.
Sure.
But we're not gonna get poisoned like walking through it, are we? Or like Drongus squeezing through it or whatever.
I'm not going to punish you for making those sorts of choices. I think this is fair enough.
Okay.
Like, if you eat the mushrooms inside of it, you would die.
Okay.
So nobody eat anything. It's more of like you have to do something with the poison mushrooms. They're going to be purple mushrooms, and if anyone eats them, they die. So if
We
you
could
boil
put
them
them on-
down, yeah, you
We
can do
could
so.
put them on the table with the mimics as though it is the welcome feast.
You can boil them down and make poisons for your weapons. You can do other things with them to make it a contact poison, but that takes crafting. You're just able to get the raw materials here. And if somebody comes in and like foolishly begins eating things, they're most definitely gonna die.
Yeah, like a charcuterie board. Charcuterie. How do you say? it?
Charcuterie.
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 Charcuterie. Mm-hmm.
Charcuterie.
Hey Knox.
Chicanery.
So in addition to this, like for chicanery, I get to use my whetstones to add forces to the dungeon, right? And non-basic minions, right? For 10.
For 10, what I was doing was having you upgrade forces. So you can take existing forces and you can improve their abilities.
Oh, because I thought the time before I used it, that's when we got the ogres and the trolls and the gnolls.
Oh wait, what did I? Well, there was two options. You could do either, I think. So if you want to upgrade something, you can upgrade it, or if you wish to have have elite forces, you get a certain number of elite forces per 10, depending on what you spend.
So I was thinking about something that our dungeon is missing, and to me, it's like I have plenty of muscle forces, but if I were going to petition for additional forces from the Mind Flayers, I would ask them for an apprentice wizard to apprentice to the most powerful wizard in all the world, Baby Gogar, so that he can have someone to aid him in his waygating. Because it seems like that would be something that would be useful to have someone who could back up Gogar.
We've had a few. They tend to die.
Yeah, and this one may too. I mean that happens, but you know,
The
we better,
risk.
That's a minion thing. It's just they
that's-
all have
that's
red
a risk
shirts.
we take.
Yeah.
But I would be interested in spending. How many
Some redder
whetstones
than
would that
others.
sort of thing cost me?
10 to get a single apprentice. Although typically these are martial forces, but I'm going to bend it a little bit and allow you to assign one to Gogar. So you can have one elite troop that would be some sort of acolyte, some sort of apprentice
Kind of
wizard.
spellcaster.
A spellcaster, yeah.
/ diaper changer.
Like a wizard. Yes.
Yep.
A wizard.
A wizard apprentice / babysitter.
Yes, that's what we're looking for here.
I had said that these were mushrooms. However, chat has expressed some disappointment in mushrooms. So, do you care? Would you rather have a leafy plant type growth?
Why does chat care?
I don't know. They
I mean, there can be more than one plant. It's a garden, not a farm.
Yeah, so I
know?
will say it is various different things, but there are mushrooms that are going to denote that this is a
It's got to
problem.
be some kind of fungus, or it wouldn't grow in the
Well,
the
everything's a
ground.
fungus, but there are leafy funguses that exist here. So, okay, well, those are I've placed actually some purple mushrooms to denote the poison. We can say that there are leafy structures there. Okay, so we're going to have an apprentice come in. Do you have the whetstones for that?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Yes, I do. I will subtract 10 from my quota, my tally.
Get on the audio, do it right.
It's never gonna get old.
I mean, if that's all it takes to make it super entertaining, I can do it for a full session.
Oh my god! I think what it was is you didn't know. That was really.
It was a lot more fun. I swear I hit the button, but I must have double tapped it because I wasn't looking at it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Delightful. It was perfectly timed. I meant to do it. So we'll have an apprentice come in for Gogar. However, that's your 10 for that. I guess now. All right, chat. The next greater minion that somebody gives is going to be the species of the wizard apprentice.
Oh boy.
So if you have any of the skulls remaining, chat, someone gets to determine the species of Gogar's next assistant apprentice wizard. Will be a wizard type, but somebody here did it. Oh no, that was a magic scroll. So if you redeem greater minion, not a regular minion, greater minion, you can determine exactly what species this monster wizard is going to be. Okay, so let's talk about the hallway because I feel like that's the next step in this, right?
Yeah. So here's what Gogar thinking, guys. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So here's our guy. And he's like, oh, I'm from the surface, and I like to plunder innocent monsters. Potato. I'm gonna go up into. Oh, I fell in the spiky trap. The toggle put there. That opened because I said potato and walked over to trigger. Okay, now I'm on the other side. Okay.
Because you correctly answered the riddle, you get sent into the room that kills you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have to do it slightly wrong to get into the room that only kills you if you eat it. So now they're like, oh, I got some spikes in my bottom, but I'm alive. I'll just go down this long, winding hallway, and then they come across this X, and then a wall of fire appears, and then it bakes that whole hallway, 60 feet of it, and then there's the flamey side that bakes everything, and that's facing away from the wall, so the whole hallway is just like an oven of fire, of painful fire, and everybody who was following the red guy is like, oh, why did you step on that? Now I am also burning. Yeah.
I like it.
I like it too. Can we make the plants look like aloe plants that are actually poison? So if they get burned.
Yeah, sure. There are some aloe-looking plants in there as well. So
just look like it. Still poison. Look like aloe.
Insult to injury. Okay. So you want to have a fire trap.
A wall of fire like the spell.
So
it is a spell that we can cast. 2 of us, I believe.
Yeah, that's true. So this can be a magical enchantment. So you can spend 10 green teas.
Done.
Okay. So 10 green teas. It doesn't require toggles. I mean, toggles helping, but it doesn't require toggles expenditures here. I will get you
guy is probably dead, so he goes sideways now.
Okay. Your stick figure is dead, and also
It's a drama. It's a drama told by.
I think the goblins probably will paint stick figure, full like life-size stick figures of dead people everywhere in the dungeon anyway. So there's a lot of just stick figures that are in very strange positions on the ground, probably where there are no traps whatsoever, just to really mess with people. But that plus the signage, this is going to be a real pain in the neck to anybody who enters. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the pit here, and we'll make sure that gets into position. Gogar, you can remove your sketches on that area, and I will put that onto the map area. Now, I will leave it visible, but we know that it is, in fact, covered until triggered, and then it will reset as necessary. All right. And then as far as the fire goes, it's just if they walk down it, anybody who walks through, it immediately triggers.
I mean, there's a little thingy down here on the green X, right? So it lets enough people follow in behind the leader, right? And then it kind of like goes back significantly further than the trigger.
Okay, so that's done. Now, okay. Right.
Yeah.
Did anyone?
No.
There's no way through that without triggering that, though, is what I'm hearing.
I mean, you're the DM. Gogar is not an idiot-proof trap designer. Maybe Toggle could do that.
Oh, I'm an idiot trap designer. Let me take a crack at it.
All I'm seeing though is like there's a wall of fire that gets triggered here whenever anybody walks through it. So you guys now have to problem solve if you want to go down that way. What you need to do to prevent yourselves from being burnt when it happens. I don't know. Maybe you know where that spot is and you jump over it because it is a 5 foot square.
Way?
Yeah. Well, I'm just telling you.
Why would we go that way?
There's a 5 foot
Potato.
tile. There's a 5 foot tile that triggers the trap. You know where it is.
Yeah.
So if you all decide to go down this way, you can jump over it. I'm not going to mark it on the map. I've noted where it is on the GM side, and I'll just ask you whenever you come down here where the trigger is, and we'll call.
Do we decide where that is right now? Can you show us right now so I can remember?
Jordan already did. It's gone. Too late.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's right here.
Come on.
Okay, look at
Where?
it.
Really?
Who's? Should I be looking at the green circle? Okay.
It's real clear.
moving.
It's right here.
It's
It's
moving.
right here, just like I
Okay.
showed you.
Okay.
Right here.
What the?
So it's
What
at
is
the end?
happening?
It's at the end of the
It's
thing?
right here. Now we're gonna
No,
delete
that
it,
doesn't-
and I'm never gonna talk about it again.
Okay.
Shouldn't it be like here? Or
No,
like in the
but-
middle?
Nope. It's already been
I
placed.
don't know.
It's already been placed. It's not in the middle.
Because you want it to catch people in it, right? So you got like
It'd
a
be
leader.
really funny if we put the X right here and they stepped on it and it just flames were behind them. They're like, "Oh, really dodged a bullet there, didn't we?"
Yeah. Well, that's why it's not right at the end, you know.
All right.
This is an Indiana Jones trap.
Let's look at this.
You
This is
assume there's going to be a bunch of them. Is what you're
considering
Yeah,
what we
it's
started.
never one guy.
Considering what we started out with, this has evolved your dungeon very, very nicely.
Thank
You've
you.
got new chambers, and I'll kind of fill the gaps in between this week and next, but there are, rooms here, and I am going to increase these as well. I increased the other ones. I'm going to increase the size on this one too. Okay, so currently, given everything that has been expended on the dungeon, you have exactly 2 expansions remaining. Toggle. You still have three traps, I believe.
So
The fire didn't count
yeah.
as yours.
but the spikes did, right?
We
and
had
those were
already put a spike
okay.
trap there that you'd already spent for that a while back.
Okay, so remember how we have at the front door, use the other door? Should we have another door?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to leave loose ends. I mean, I guess it's also funny to be like, you use other door, and there's like, okay,
It could be
well,
a real fake door. It's just a doorknob in the side of a cliff.
the doorknob falls off.
So you're gonna have a disposable door. Okay, so if you spend 10 shinies, or I'm sorry, not shinies, if you spend 10 of your honeys on the door, I will allow it to be a mechanically regenerating door. So the doorknobs will replicate themselves, but not for 24 hours. So you only get one doorknob every 24 hours, but whoever tries to open the doorknob just comes off and the door never opens. And
They
then
have a free magic mouth that laughs at them.
That's my magic mouth.
You're just the hit toggle's just there.
Yeah, we'll put a magic mouth on the door. It'll be a door knocker. So you'll have a free door knocker that laughs at them incessantly when the doorknob is removed. If Gogar wishes to add 10, or actually, yeah.
Gogar only has 7 green tea.
If I get 10 of any of your bonuses in any combination, I will allow Edderton Ball to infuse it with vicious mockery.
That's very fun.
I'm gonna throw some whetstones at this.
So if you combine your resources, if you can come up with 10, I will allow the door knocker that laughs at them to cast vicious mockery
what
on
is
whoever
everybody
has
at
pulled that doorknob.
Gogar is at
items.
7. Gogar should probably hang on to those for Waygate
that's
chicanery.
fine. How many are you at, Ryan?
I'm at 5.
And
I could contribute.
Christine, what are you at?
I'm at 0 because I just spent all 10 on the
And
plants.
You have 3.
I have some. I could use.
You have after this, you're gonna have 2 uses, so that's technically 20. So if you just however you want to do it.
I got 18, so I think I should just bite the bullet on this one, guys, and then throw 10 at it.
You're gonna throw 10 whetstones at it?
I mean, it does seem like I have a lot more than everybody else, so it just seems
a
team player.
All right, so there is now a door that leads to nowhere. Actually, it doesn't even open. With a regenerating doorknob. Every cycle, it regenerates the doorknob if the doorknob has been removed. And there is
for a joke.
There is a magic mouth that mocks them and casts vicious mockery on whoever grabbed the doorknob, which does have mechanical effects. So it's not
and their morale will be super low when they arrive.
Yeah, it's not just a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke with a punch.
Every time that happens,
it's a joke that really hurts.
Every time that happens, can we just mock that adventure? Can we just have like a 1 minute just mockery fest where we all just do it?
You can do whatever
we
you
all
like.
just say stuff to that adventure.
You can do whatever you like.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah. So is that where you want the door? You can see where I put the mouth outside. But it also, let me tell you, maybe we want to, because I don't feel like this makes sense, to have the door here, because they would just go to that door, I think. If they saw this door, what you need is a duplicate of this space. Let me see if I can give that to you. Because you need a duplicate of that space right here, but it doesn't actually lead to that space.
So that it doesn't just look like a side door.
Oh, okay, wait. Those are signs. Yeah. Okay, so let me go to the map, and what I'll do is I will copy this, and then I'll put this here, so that the door is here.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So that they're side by side, they look equal in all ways. You don't know which door. This is kind of the first one you probably would walk to, but you know, who knows?
What would be really cool is if we could put that door like here. And if we had some sort of illusion that was looked like a false wall that we knew was there, like right here, we could just walk through it. But the door was here, the fake door was here, and there's like a false wall here.
I mean, you're talking about a lot of stuff that maybe could happen, but you need to figure out how you want to make that happen, because it's complicated enough that you'd have to expend resources for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the false wall is a cool idea.
So maybe down the road, I don't know.
Just to make them go to that other door first, you know.
Well, but then the sign says use the other door. You would lose the joke, wouldn't you?
Oh, that's a good point.
If they don't read
we
it,
don't want to
see
lose
both
that
doors,
joke. We spent 10 honey on that.
They
joke,
may ignore the sign. I just want you to know, but at least they'll have the question, and you will have given them doubt as they approach.
You know, when they enter the store and then they are murdered, they'll be like, "I really should have used the other door," you know. Yeah.
Weather Mage is really redeeming some advantage items here. I'm not sure who's going to get those. Nope.
Hopefully all of us.
I just don't have all the new items yet, Stouty. I don't have. Vesperilla's not giving me the list. As soon as she does, I will implement all of them. I'll let them know. I'm not ignoring them.
They're really coming strong with these items. Yeah.
They're
a lot of sword sharpening over there.
Yep.
There it is again. It's just constant.
I mean, I'm sure they're all monsters tiers for me to use.
You probably have more monsters tiers right now than we have advantage items combined.
I don't have any. Any. I've used them all. I burnt my last one trying to get Nobo to double 20. And
I so frequently roll a 1 right after a 20, so that is very fair.
It was a fair usage of it. It just didn't happen the way that we wanted it to. Okay, so
it worked out for me.
It was all right. Okay, so what else? No, but we got to have these traps. Like if you want to, I guess you could hold on to your remaining. What did we say? 30 honey. If you
I think I would like to hold on to them for now.
All right. Because you don't have to put traps everywhere, but you do have the ability to add them. Now, Cathexor, you're pretty much tapped as well. Is that correct?
I have 5. I have 5 dice, but I don't plan to spend any more at this point.
All right. Well, that does make sense. Okay.
I think we're good here. This is the most productive dungeon build we've ever had.
Well,
By far.
it's not.
I
It's
mean-
not exactly exciting or heavy roleplay, but we are actually really improving the dungeon, so I feel good about it.
By far.
Look, we had a really excellent, rollicking laugh earlier.
I mean, yeah.
Still,
I don't
usually
think
net positive session in terms of
fine.
entertainment value.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
this might be the best show we've ever done.
I don't know about that, but we're working on it. Certainly the most technically adept.
We were on time. Knox
We're
pushed
on
the button
time.
twice.
I hit the buttons right. Okay, so listen, I'm trying to find a good hallway here. Meanwhile, is there anything else we're going to add before we do our time jump? And then, ooh, I'm just going to add a little. How about some blood sprays? I'm going to give you.
nice.
I'm going to give you 3, just because.
Free.
Yeah, 3 free blood
Ooh.
sprays anywhere you want in the dungeon. I'm putting 1 in
Good
the
to
ogre's
us.
barrack just to show you what they look like. Give me 3 more spots for some blood, and I'll add some blood anywhere you want. No cost.
Well, we don't want any in the welcome room because it should be welcoming.
Yeah, no, not there.
So in front of one of the doors, but
Maybe in
real
front of the
door
front
or the
door.
fake door.
In front
Yeah,
of the front door.
in
So
front
they're
of-
like, oh, I should use the other door because this
Yeah.
one kills people.
Yeah.
It's a good
No.
idea.
Yeah.
So you want it in front of the real door or the fake door?
The real door.
The real door.
Okay. Blood. Boom. There you go. Spray of blood. You got 2 more.
Let's put it. I think that like it aesthetically it just looked really cool near the dragon, right? Just like a little
Like right here.
little spritz, yeah, right there. That would be
Yeah,
beautiful.
sure.
Yeah. I mean, if they've made it through the fizzy lifting room,
And then they'll be like, oh gosh, what if that dragon's alive?
Or they're like, whatever killed that dragon is still here.
Mm. Old age.
Time is here.
Comes for us all.
Entropy.
Okay. So you got. Oh, hold on. Okay. Did you say dragon and where else? You got 1 more.
Are we not keeping the one in the ogre's room?
That one's free. So give me 1 more spot.
I thought they were all free.
We could.
What's this room?
You'll never know the cost for real. So, what room do you want? That's the canteen. I guess it's
No, we
the
don't want
common
to
room.
do there.
Yeah.
This would be a happy place.
I mean, if we just blood spattered both doors, might they just spend all their time looking for a third?
I'm open to that. I like it.
All right. So just like a lot of blood splattered on the entrance of the dungeon. Boom. Okay. Cool. So both doors just inexplicably sprayed in everlasting blood. And
we need a sign on this door that says, "Yeah, use this one."
what you really need is a sassy barbarian's corpse, but you don't have one. Okay.
Too true. Too real.
Well, there's always the future.
Okay.
You know?
So that's everything. There's our dungeon, everybody. We've done it. Good job.
Nice.
It looks
Let's go
Cool.
some adventures with it.
Now that we've done all of this, are we gonna have like a betting pool on how long it lives before it is just rubble?
No.
Yeah.
Gonna live forever.
I
It's our
wouldn't
forever
say.
home.
I wouldn't say it's a dungeon. I would say it's an in-progress-gen.
Still like 30 minutes
I love
left on the
that.
stream. You know, so.
I still, yeah, I have, yeah, there's 30 minutes left. I could do anything. I could do anything. You don't know. All right. So let's talk about how much time you want to take here before
30
you
minutes.
start. 30 minutes it is.
30
What?
minutes.
Wait, what do you mean? What?
30 minutes to take to do what? Why do you answer questions, Nobo, before they're asked?
Oh, I thought we were talking about how much long we have on stream.
No. I'm not going to hold you to that. How much time do the minions wish to take, and the denizens of the dungeon, to take between now and their experimentation with the Waygate?
I think as much time as it takes to do this stuff, which is more than 30 minutes, right?
Definitely,
Like
more than 30 minutes. Yeah, if you're not familiar in chat, the Sassy Barbarian goes all the way back to session 1.
Very deep cut.
Deep cut.
We tried to make him look intimidating, but we rolled really badly, and then he just looked sassy.
It was
He was like a
natural
corpse.
ones. A bunch of natural ones were rolled on trying to decorate the dungeon in a terrifying way. And
It was not
It was
scary.
not terrifying. It was laughable. It became awkward. Okay, so with all of that, I just need to know. So you're saying as much time as it takes, but it's sort of up to you. Do you want to just take a long rest and start messing around with it, and we'll make some rolls? Do you want to take a couple of weeks and allow your minions to recuperate and see if anything develops in that time?
I definitely want people to be at full health and ready to explore confidently. So
Did
I
anybody?
think,
Yeah.
yeah, this probably took like a week or more, right?
Did anybody redeem our assistant spellcaster yet? Have we got?
Ooh,
Has that monster showed up?
Vesperilla has not given me anything yet, and I know that there's a lot that just came through, but I've not seen it yet. So
Okay.
until our Rakshasa cat girl delivers those notes to me, I don't have a way of tracking them because I'm not strictly
Yeah,
watching those
that's fair.
come through.
excited. The reveal.
Okay, so yeah, I would say it's up to you. This probably did take a while for all of this construction to occur, right? Here she comes. So, what do we want to say? Say 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll roll a d4, and that's how many weeks we're going to allow lapse.
Could I have spent some of that time also working on improving my religion skill?
Yep. So, 2 weeks. And we were talking about the retraining.
Yes,
What
the-
mechanic
the-
are you? Yeah. What are you trying to do with your retraining?
Basically, there is something in 5e where you can make a skill, like you can earn proficiency, like gain skill proficiency. I pulled it up.
Well, so you have to switch it out for something you already have, correct? So you're just
It
changing.
doesn't say that. No, it's a time spent thing.
Okay.
I thought I had sent you.
Is it outside? It's outside of leveling, though. Proficiency training.
Correct. Yeah. Hold on. I can send you there's a page from the GM Binder from gmbinder.com where I found that you can train a proficiency.
I've already found it. So
Okay.
this is this is some homebrew here. However,
Okay.
it is limited by your intelligence. You can only learn an additional number of proficiencies equal to or double your intelligence modifier. Minimum 1. You must find and select so a language, skill, tool, or weapon that you are going to be training in. Practice and then determine the appropriate ability for that proficiency. The ability is based on what is being trained. All right. So you're trying to improve because you don't currently have proficiency in religion. Is that correct?
I do not. And if you want to nix that homebrew and I have to swap out a skill, I could also do that.
We're not playing that campaign.
Okay.
We're not playing that campaign. I'm just going to give you some ways to run through this, though. Cost of training. First of all, you have to have either someone train you, and that either costs a certain amount of treasure or whatnot. Well, let's go through this first. So you could have somebody train you in religion, which means that somebody would instruct you on how to do it, which means you would probably have to find a minion, a greater minion, to do it. And so you would need, or if there's somebody within the party who has proficiency in religion, they could train you as well. Does anyone in the party
you
have?
go find Beak.
You could. I'm sure he would train you after he murdered you and brought you back to life.
Is that something I could do if I had 10 whetstones? I could bring in like a cleric of Lamashtu.
Yes.
I don't have 10 whetstones.
Hold on. You've just been gifted 9 whetstones from chat.
Cheers.
11 green tea bottles.
Ooh.
9 dice. 10
Ooh, thank you.
honey. 12 shinies.
Ooh.
And 22 monsters tears.
Oh,
Wow.
come on. What?
Thank you, chat.
Thank you,
Thank you
chat.
very much.
That shot is awesome.
Gogar, Cathexor, you both get a scroll.
Ooh.
Ooh, thank you.
You get a potion. Toggle, you get a potion. Drongus, you get a potion. Cathexor, you get a potion.
Oh, thank you.
And then let's do these scrolls. Somebody was very thoughtful about this because they didn't just hand scrolls to like Drongus. They handed them out to people that were going to use them. Not that there's anything wrong with giving Drongus a scroll. It's just unlikely that it's going to go to the best place. Yeah.
I pass them on.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and figure this out as I will generate some scrolls here. Gogar. Interesting.
Is it a fizzy lifting spell?
It's not great. Glyph. You know what? I'm gonna regenerate this. I don't like it. I don't like that one either. I'm gonna just like hit it 5 times and not look at it, so that it doesn't feel like I'm just choosing one for you. No, they were both first level and you had them, so I didn't like it. Okay, looking away, looking in. Okay, you have Sickening Radiance, which is a 4th level evocation.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, you can look that up. All right, and then Cathexor. I'm looking away. I'm gonna hit it 5 times and get something good generated here. Locate plant or animals. 2nd level divination.
Oh, okay. Cool, thank you.
All right, so those are your 2 scrolls. Okay, does that change anything for anybody? Do you want to add a
Yes.
cleric?
I would love to add a greater minion cleric of Lamashtu.
Okay, so you're adding a cleric. The next greater minion that is determined by chat will also be able to determine the species of that cleric who is going to train in the religious arts, how to be a divine conduit for Lamashtu.
And also be our first cleric in the dungeon since
Yeah.
Beak.
All of these-
And that probably also might help with the converting the waygates to Lamashtu. Can't hurt.
Well, it can't hurt. And while this will not be as powerful as any of the player characters, it is a greater minion. They have more than 1 hit point. They can be very useful. And they will be able to do some small amount of healing, you know, to bless certain things and to be able to maintain altars. So you don't really want having to do all of that anyway. It's good to have minions to support those things. Same thing with the acolyte, the wizard apprentice for Gogar, in that they're going to be able to help do the day-to-day work of maintaining things. Right now, you've just got a little gargoyle that sits grumpily in the center of the waygate and yells at people.
Terrifiedly.
Yeah, well, while being frightened that you're gonna
Traumatizedly.
you're gonna smack the gargoyle. It's
Yeah.
terrified of some sort of cruelty on your part that never ever comes. So that's great. Let's go ahead and jump ahead 2 weeks. Now, I have yet to receive any information on those individuals who have come through for greater minions. So, in the sake of getting things done, I'm going to go ahead and no, you'll get no greater minions from me. They all have a master plan in chat. So I'm just going to generate the monsters myself. 2 individuals have arrived within the dungeon in the time that you have been working, as you have watched all of your minions toil endlessly to make the improvements that you've all determined that will fortify and improve your dungeon home. Those individuals have arrived via the Mind Flayers, and Toggle, you were alerted right away. Oh, Aki already sent one in. Okay, then I will wait for that. The 2 individuals that arrived from the Mind Flayers, and those Mind Flayers had informed you that they were being sent to aid you in your work, and were expressly to be used under very specific conditions, and that they would be reporting back and were to be protected at all costs, as their power levels were more than... Okay, I see you, Aki. More than the sum of any individual minions that have been given in. They're not as large as a unit of troops. However, their power and their worth is of great value. The apprentice is given to you, Toggle, when the way gate opens. Gogar allows it to pass through, I'm assuming. And the way gate is open for a moment as a minion of the Mind Flayer appears. It is a strange, hunchback, toad-like creature that is carrying a box. And you are given a lacquer container that is covered with jewels and beautifully engraved depictions of what looks like the Roomdi Desert.
Thank you. Is the minion coming? Are you the minion? She'll address the hunched creature.
I'm not the minion, no. The minion is this.
Referring to the box.
What is this? A minion for ants?
I don't understand what you mean.
I do. I think it's great.
Thank you so much, and let the Mind Flayers know I appreciate their continued support of this dungeon.
They can read your mind through mine. They understand and appreciate your obedience.
We appreciate it.
The second minion will arrive in 1 cycle.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
The toad-like creature steps back through the portal and disappears, and you are holding on to the lacquer box.
And does it sound like anything?
Are you shaking it like a Christmas present?
No, I'm not going to shake it like a Christmas present. I'm holding my little ear hole up to it.
Is it perhaps dusty? Do we need to wipe the dust off? I can't quite. Gogar cannot quite read what is written on the front.
All right. So, what do you do?
Gogar also cannot reach, for his arms are like 4 inches long.
Yeah. So the baby orc is like struggling, waving their limbs wildly in front of you, Toggle, as you hold on to this begemmed lacquered box.
Okay. Well, Gogar, here. She'll sort of hold it out to him.
Okay, we're gonna drool on it just a little bit because I'm a baby. Then I'm gonna puke over there, not on it, because I'm a smart baby. Yeah. You know, I can miss when I'm really trying.
Your investigation is a natural 1, Toggle. I'll have you re-roll that to see if you get a second natural 1.
Didn't even ask for it. I was just... That's a 15.
I'm gonna use a monsters tier to
Of
make
course.
you re-roll
You
that.
got 22 of them. Yeah, you might as well, right?
Oh, Gogar could do an investigate. That's a thing that Gogar could do.
Yeah.
You can do an investigate after Toggle re-rolls
I re-rolled
Absolutely.
one because I'm spending
What?
a second monsters tier. You rolled
Oh,
a 6. I want to see if you can do another natural one before you do a
Easy
natural
come, easy
20.
go,
You're
huh?
either gonna, if you get a 20, I'll
8.
stop.
8. It's an
8.
8.
So I've spent 3 monsters tier. I'm gonna spend a 4th one.
Wow.
Wow,
Well,
low Knox.
Just
Wow.
If you get a
blowing
natural
through
20,
them.
if you get a natural 20, I'll stop.
That's
doing
the
it,
only
I mean-
condition?
This,
So he says he won't stop if she gets a natural
well,
one.
he's gonna blow through his 22 monsters.
I've spent
tiers this
3.
way,
I've spent
so-
the 4th one to have you re-roll again.
Is it,
fine.
okay.
That's a
It's a 3. It's a 3. It's a 3.
Oh,
All right,
maybe
I'm gonna
you should spend another
5.
one.
I'm gonna spend the 5th one and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop. I'm gonna stop at 5.
Creeping down. Oh, it's creeping down.
God.
Down to
Everyone,
17 now.
hold on to your butts.
20.
It's
Oh,
a
no.
fucking
There it
1.
is. Second natural one. We've hit gold. That is 2 natural ones. Thank you, chat.
That is hardly 2 in a row.
It is 2 in a row. It is scientifically proven to be 2 natural ones in a row.
Could you,
Now,
could you say this with the fizzy lifting voice? I think it'll hit different.
hold on.
That's 2 natural ones in a row. You have a 3rd roll that you have to make.
God, it taunts so much more. It's so much.
You have a 3rd roll that you have to make. Now, and I don't have to spend anything for that 3rd roll, so go ahead and roll a 3rd time to see if you get 3 natural ones in a row. We will alter the campaign forever if you roll another natural one.
Hit a
Why
20.
do you trust him with these monsters tears?
Let's see what happens
Hit a
here.
20.
Oh, I wish it was a 1. I wish it was a 1. It's not a 1, it's a 19. I'm not going to spend any more. That was 5 monsters tiers. Exceptionally well spent. So 2 natural ones. Guess what? Your investigate, you've hit gold. You understand exactly what's happening, how to use it. First of all, you have to take it to a fire and throw it in. You're
That's-
positive of that.
I think we need to burn this.
Yeah, it activates the box and releases a fire elemental.
I mean, you all could look at it, and I'd encourage you to do so.
I mean, Gogar's got an
I think-
investigation queued up. You know?
Okay, go ahead and roll your investigation, Gokar. Oof, that's a 5 plus 6.
What?
Or 15 plus 6. 21. That's a. I just saw the 5. And then I did the math.
You gotta read the whole number, not.
I don't have to. I just proved to you that I don't have to. 21 is your total. You think that Toggle is horribly wrong. Horribly wrong.
Let's see. Gogar will. This will be some days down the road. Gogar will subtract the number of charges from a full staff of the Magi in order to reconcile being able to speak to peoples. But he will go. Gogar pretty sure that if you throw that in a fire, the creature what lives in it would probably be mad.
So Gogar, you think that the creature that's inside of it is already mad, having heard this conversation and the suggestion that it should be thrown into a fire. In fact, Toggle, your hands are burning as the box begins glowing bright red.
Shoot.
You take
She'll. Shit.
4 points of damage as your hands are smoking, as you drop your little claws back involuntarily, and the box hits the ground, and immediately the redness disappears.
She'll kneel down and apologize. I am so sorry. I was misunderstanding.
I don't think sorry's gonna do it. I need something a little more substantial than that. You almost put me in a fire.
Well, you're right. I'm so sorry. Does this help? She'll do one of these.
I want to talk to the baby. Clearly the leader.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Here, let me.
Just a shoulder shimmy.
Here you go.
Does this help?
The shoulder shimmy. Go ahead. I want you to make a persuasion at a disadvantage.
Oh my.
Hey. Not a performance?
Nope. Persuasion at a disadvantage for a shimmy. A natural 1. Oh, a dirty 1. Dirty 1. Dirty 1. Your shimmy is offensive.
Okay, wait. Was that both of them? Oh yes, that sure was.
Certainly
And
was.
you take the disadvantage, which is a dirty 1. You got a dirty
Okay.
1.
But-
How
so
dare you mock me?
No. You know what? I will go ahead and forward you over to.
Are you? Why would you do that? Do you know what that
No.
means?
I really don't. I'm so
In
sorry.
the Roomdi Desert, do you know what that gesture means?
I don't.
Very
I'm so
offensive.
sorry.
It's very offensive, actually.
I'm sorry.
Very offensive. Why did you do that, Toggle?
I don't know. I felt compelled.
Have you never been to the
More
Roomdi Desert?
importantly, what did my whole family lineage do to you?
Nothing.
Toggle, I gotta be honest. I'm not sure how you can lead me anymore, having done that dance.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well.
The
I'm
dance of
sorry.
shame?
Shame.
What did I do to deserve the dance of shame?
No,
What did any of us
that,
do to see it?
that was for me. That dance. The dance. That is the dance of. I am very ashamed.
That is a slightly different dance if you were doing a shame for yourself dance.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That was on me.
Can the baby take me somewhere so that we can have a conversation? Because I'm done with this.
That's the
I
best
don't-
phrase ever.
I don't. Obviously, the mind flayers didn't think this out.
Can the
No,
baby take me somewhere so we can have a conversation?
Dear creature, what is your name?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would. You're gonna do great here.
Gogar, why don't you take whoever this person happens to be away from
Oh, I'll
Toggle
talk to
before
you. I'll talk to you. You have the garb of a Roomdi warrior.
a loincloth, yes.
The baby has not.
I see the
Gogar
fine
has-
stitching from here.
The fine stitching.
Gogar has not attuned to this creature yet, and so is not able to loop it into into Gogar's spellcasting telepathy.
Okay.
And
are you
so
saying that's
Gogar will just
Strongest?
kind of, goo goo and giggle and poo poo over here.
Can you talk to me?
Yes,
Gogar,
yes.
And tell me what you want to say to. What, I'm sorry. What was your name?
It's Jalil.
Jalil.
We are Jalil.
Oh.
We do not
We.
carry with us the shadow of gender. You may refer to us as they them.
Excellent. They are Jalil. Gogar. They are here to assist you in your waygating. Yeah, I can see that you're very excited. Yay!
Gogar finds your clapping to be patronizing, which comes out.
I'm sorry, Gogar. It's just, you are so very cute. I mean, look at you. What is it?
Dungus.
I know I should. Oh, you said, did you hear it? He said my name. He said
You,
Dongus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
So
it's pretty
there
close.
is some communication there. However, there's sort of a mist that forms around the box, and it doesn't fully manifest. But Gogar, you feel something trying to reach into your mind.
Oh. Gogar is not necessarily resistant, but Gogar he's just gonna reach out and kind of feel it like a blind, like that person, just kind of feel that person's face as it gets close, like a person who is sight impaired.
Okay.
Yeah. Mentally.
Yeah. So you feel this mist wash across you, and as long as you don't resist it, you feel a connection beginning to form. But
Gogar would like to identify it.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah.
it seems to be telepathy.
Gogar will allow this to occur, but he will try to allow it to occur gracefully, like one who has practiced in telepathy, instead of, like a dance partner that has never danced before. Gogar is try to do a little mental two-step.
Okay, mental two-step sounds like an Arcana check. You could always roll that natural 1 right now. I'm just going to throw that out there. Nope, 24. Perfectly in tune, you do-si-do mentally around the djinn, who you now mentally sort of see a face kind of forming in the smoke, and then it sort of rescinds. And they are very, almost porcelain face. They don't have skin, as it were, and their eyes look like the gems inside of the box itself. And the rest of it is just smoke. No one else sees this except for Gogar. So that we are perfectly clear, I am a freed djinn. I serve none but myself, and I will work to the betterment of the forces of Lamashtu. Should you and I come to an accord, I can assist you, train you, and teach you the ancient ways of the forgotten magics of the deserts of the Rumdi, should you wish it.
This sounds fantastic. You are going to be Gogar's best friend. Probably, maybe.
I ask but one thing in exchange.
Well, Gogar is already Gogar's own firstborn, so that wouldn't get complicated. Gogar getting ahead here. What is your request?
Keep the kobold away from me, and don't let it touch the box.
Toggle. Jalil would prefer that you never, ever touch the box. Small price to pay for the great insult what you has delivered unto Jalil.
You're still muted. To continue on with our audio fails today.
Toggle just kind of mutters incomprehensibly.
I mean, yeah, actually. I agree. I think that is very generous, and I appreciate that very much, and I will never touch their box again.
Should the kobold continue to show the appropriate deference and the right amount of attrition, perhaps our relationship can be improved in the future. But until then, stay away.
That will be noted. Gogar will communicate this to Toggle post haste, forthwith, maximum celerity, and other words that Gogar has once read in the dictionary. Gogar will communicate this invincibly. Gogar will communicate this maximum hibiscus.
Gogar is trying very hard to impress this ancient being.
So that sounds like
a deception roll.
No, I think it's a persuasion. So if you'd like to make a persuasion, or yeah, let's do a persuasion.
Gogar will have a T for this one because persuasion is not Gogar's strong suit.
Okay. The arcane suckle was the first roll. I looked at the arcane suckle again. We should change all of your skills to baby-based skill rolls. What do we have?
Are you just coming up with a baby pun for the skill?
Sort of.
Scooby eyes, right? Scooby eyes.
Ooh, 6. Infantile cuteness balanced with adult intelligence. Okay. 14.
Whiff.
Oh, sorry. Whiff. Adult. Okay.
Whiff.
14. Suitably impressed. Not. You think that they see through your attempt, but they are humoring you.
they can at least be flattered.
I mean, they're very impressed that a baby is doing this. So you're getting a lot of cred just on the full scale that you're a baby orc.
Excellent.
Okay, so you and Jalil are able to rescind and begin your work. They don't come out of their box very often, and when they do, you typically look like purplish blue smoke that appears. Sometimes there's a porcelain mask-like face that appears, but for the most part, it's just a voice that speaks to you, helps to train you, and you'll have to take care of this box. Otherwise, Jalil will make their exit, and they will leave.
We should get a very nice pillow to put it upon. A very good pillow that is nice and large enough, and is going to be in Gogar's chambers where the goblins cannot get to anymore. Ha! Ha ha! We succeeded.
Okay, so the second minion, and I haven't seen anything yet from chat. So if you are in chat right now and you've already sent a greater minion, shout out that minion type, because otherwise I'm just going to pick a choice. We've been there's been a lot of suckling tonight, and I think that a lot of those advantage items and other things have probably tapped all of you of your resources, which is as it was intended, so that everything was distributed in a way that would allow them to prepare for what they're going to do next. However,
Voiced excellent.
Yeah. However, you still have a couple of moments here before I just pull a monster off my list here for this next minion. All right. Chosen. Already chosen. So we're done with that. The next day, Toggle, the skull ignites, and there's a blast of light as the mind flayers inform you that it is time to open the waygate once more, so that the next minion may arrive to assist in her religious work, so that she may train. They are sending you one of the most revered clerics of Lamashtu.
Great.
What do you do?
I eagerly wait by my skull phone for news.
Okay.
Arrival.
And then Gogar is to release the protections on the waygate so that there could be some sort of transference of the energies necessary.
Gogar will do so.
Okay. And the magical portal beams open, and a silhouette appears. It's very large. And the waygate then closes, and there's sort of a mist hanging across the entire chamber. And in the center of the waygate, next to northwest, is what looks like a stalagmite. A jagged-looking rock, sticking now out of the center of the waygate.
Hello, are you in there, SC?
Oh, Master! Please do not punish me! I did not summon this rock! I don't know where it came from, but I will dust it and protect it if you wish it. Please, Great Master, don't use your arcane energies against me!
We know what this rock is. Is there a way to know what it is? Can I make a nature check or something?
Do a nature check.
Nature checks, yeah. Nature checks all around.
All right.
Uh, 16 from Toggle.
24
from Anybody else? Natural 20 from Drongus. Drongus, you can roll that again and see if you get 2.
I think we get some smoke for the
you got a
natural 20.
17. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't get smoke for natural ones anymore.
We all definitely know what this thing is. You're all rolling so
Everybody's
well.
rolling super well. It's like you're not fooled at all. This isn't a rock.
I'm gonna roll again just to see. No, I got a 10.
Okay,
Half that.
you got to.
Are
I'm
you
gonna
are you
spend.
yeah.
I'm gonna spend a single monsters tier to allow you to roll that to see if you can get another natural 20.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Nope, wasted. Go
You don't
guard.
want to spend like 4 more?
Slowly growing knowledge of the natural world. I don't think that's gonna fit on the skill sheet, but we'll go with it. Yeah. So you got a 12. So everybody did pretty well. I mean, there's certainly no question about it. Drongus, you have encountered a creature like this in the past. Everybody knows what it is. Immediately, all of you recognize this as a roper. If you're not familiar with what a roper is, it is a cavern-dwelling creature that is often found within the kind of wild areas of the realms beneath. And they are voracious monsters, and they feast on whatever they catch. They look like rocky outcroppings, but as soon as anyone gets near it, they reveal these sticky cilia and tentacles and other appendages that appear and pull their prey into sharp, jagged mouths. They're very adept hunters, and they are wicked and cruel to those that come across them. They have teeth that are said to be able to penetrate even the most strong steel. Typically, they can look like a multitude of different appearances, but when they're completely motionless, there is no way to know that they're not just a normal part of a cave extension, like a stalagmite.
This thing is awesome.
Very awesome. This is the...
We should probably transport it with telekinesis.
Oh, we should talk to it first.
Yeah.
They could...
Welcome, cleric of Lamashtu.
Maybe
Welcome, cleric of Lamashtu.
All
Don't
right.
dance. Don't dance. Don't dance. Toggle.
Toggle's like absolutely standing dead still. So you welcome the cleric of Lamashtu, and there's a moment, and then the rock sort of crumbles, and you see like 7 eyes that are glowing bright, burning red appear in different places on the stalagmite, and they blink, and they look at all of you with these slitted, dark slashes across the glowing red, and they narrow, and then a mouth opens and an enormous tongue lolls out, and then other tentacles come out, and it straightens itself.
Yes, well, who amongst you will I be assisting today?
Does a little spin and goes, "Who amongst you will I be assisting today?" And then, as if to answer her own question, she does a forward shimmy action and goes, "Does this help?"
Do you do the same spell?
I want you to make a persuasion roll. Actually, is this diplomacy? I don't know. Make a persuasion roll. Just make a persuasion.
Hopefully, this
Performance.
hopefully this roper is not from the Rumdi Desert as well.
Luckily, our nature checks told us it was a cavern-dwelling creature, which
Yep.
means it's not from
It's
the
not
desert.
from the Rumdi Desert. You know it's
Yeah.
not from the Rumdi Desert. If you are duplicating the Dance of Shame, it certainly is not going to offend the stalagmite.
Unless it talks to the djinn.
I duplicated it accurately, so
I'll
I got a
spend
7.
monsters tier, and I'll allow you to reroll it.
Okay.
Because this is important, obviously.
Important.
Important. You got an
11.
Minor. So you put...
It's not offensive. I'm just answering questions.
My child, there is no time for dancing. We must find the grace of Mother Lamashtu and make praise now for the bounty that she has given us. First, your lesson. I require 3 outsiders, be they human or dwarf, or elven of blood, so that we may slaughter them on the threshold of the new altars that we will open together.
I like this one.
So turns to Drongus and says,
I require 3 outsiders, be they human or dwarf or elven of blood.
Let's go get them. I'm in. Hunting party. Let's go right now. I'll get the dragon. We'll find him. Who's with me?
Cathexor.
Yes.
Your 13 students are floating around you as you have you been here witnessing the arrival of this new minion? Yeah. And so some of your minions are off playing the organ. You can hear it through the hallway in the way you can hear the horrible sound of all that. Every once in a while you'll hear a very loud echoing,
Fear me.
However, you notice something, you sense something, and you start blinking, and you realize that you're not looking through your own eye. You have involuntarily connected to the beholderling that you sent off in search of this thing known as a peanut butter cup.
Ah, yes.
And it's somewhere off in the caverns close by, floating quietly behind a large piece of gnarled fungus that, like an enormous outsider tree from the world above, stretches out high, and the small green 4-eye-stalked creature is peering around it, and you see the bark and the leaves and the underbrush. There are a series of spikes upon which goblins and other strange, small, twisted little creatures have been impaled upon, dead. And they are strung out. Their blood flows down into pools around them. There are baskets of fish scattered here, everywhere. And you see the burning of villages, small huts that are near a lake, not so far from your lair. Perhaps 2 days' journey. There is a figure that stalks around the fires that burn in this place. A large, armored figure. White and silver and gold gleams across this beautifully wrought, perfect armor as a unmarred, unsoiled white cape flurries out behind them. Others join this figure, and they drag with them a minotaur in chains. You do not recognize this figure, but the figure looks as if it has been battered and bruised and horribly wounded. Their horns have been cut down to nubs. And you see the armored figure turn, and you cannot hear what is being said, but they are forcing the Minotaur to do something. Reluctantly, with pain and shame in their eyes, the Minotaur scratches in the dirt a symbol, and the gazer rises up to get a better view at it. Cathexor, what languages do you speak?
Cathexor knows Common, Deep Speech, Gith, Primordial, and Undercommon.
It's a language you don't recognize. Wait, you do speak Common?
Yes, I speak Common.
Never mind. It's a symbol that means dragon. That's where we're going to end our session tonight. But the last thing that you hear before we go, Cathexor.
Good job.
That's our session. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for joining us.
We have been Total Party Kills. We do this every single Monday. I know we did a lot of dungeon building today, but we have to do that if we're going to do an actual dungeon defense together. We're getting there. The denizens have made some plans, and we have certainly elaborated on what our dungeon can do. And that's all thanks to you. Thank you so much for the support. If we have missed anything, we'll make sure to get it added before the next session. So don't worry about that. We've done really well on our bars here for our sub goal. We also have our bits goal and our donation goal. So if we hit any of these before next week, we will absolutely release some exploding goblins into the dungeon. Where can you do that? Well, you're going to get to earn skulls all week long on anything that we do. If you want, tomorrow night on a different channel that won't earn you skulls, you can watch me run some survivors through an Outbreak Undead survival horror campaign. It's a very different game than this, but you're welcome to come by. We have a wonderful time. We have a lot of safety in place as well, so if horror doesn't feel like it might be the kind of thing that you're interested in, you can give it a try just by reading all the content warnings. I am over at the Hunters Entertainment channel at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can find me there. Wednesday, we have Realms Apart that's going to release, and you're going to see the second part of a two-part series that we put together for our most recent chapter. You're going to get to see what happens at the rest of that session. And then on Friday, for certain, I'm going to be in the broom closet. So if you want to come hang out with me while I paint, you can definitely come do that, earn some skulls, and get an opportunity to hit some of these thresholds. Everybody, let's say goodnight to everybody. Please let people know where you are and what you're doing on the internet. Ryan, why don't we start with you?
All right. Hey, you can find me on Wednesday under twitch.tv/liveactionroleplay, 5 p.m. Pacific. We are going to have our monthly Point and Clink, which is our TED Talk with drinks. And the topic is going to be personal story. So instead of having like a general topic, we decided to just invite people to talk about their personal stories. So we have someone talking about their real-life Lord of the Flies experience, someone who traveled around the world in less than an hour. Mine is going to be about the worst week of my life, my very first week in Los Angeles.
Amazing. So please check out Life Action Roleplay. Ryan always is putting on great content there, very innovative stuff, a lot of fun. Nobo, you want to talk about the Nobo show?
I do. Hello, I'm Nobo. I'm here on Twitch as the Nobo Show. This week I will be crafting a lot. I am building a tiny tea house. It's very small. It's impossibly small. If you want to watch my hands shake violently on stream, join me this week. You can find me at all the socials at the Nobo Show. And then, yeah, just Twitch here.
All right, we actually hit our sub goal thanks to Weathermage.
Woo!
Weathermage just gifted a number of subs. Dragon Meats, congratulations. Dragon Meats World, what a clever name. Congratulations, you now have access to all of our amazing emotes. Coming soon, Totino's Pizza Rolls, because I love you guys and I'm not going to make you suffer without it. Plus, I don't want to see any of these makeshift emotes. You need to have a real emote. So, Barking Darrow has been kind enough to donate the emote that he created. So we're going to add that in here as an option for all of you very shortly. Who else? I think there was just Weathermage. Anyway, if you haven't already, you now have the opportunity to enroll for a set of dice. All you have to do is type !raffle into the chat right now, and that's gonna allow you to receive a ticket that might generate for you a set of free math rocks. That's going to go to one lucky
That is
winner.
Math Rocks.
Math rocks. Not meth rocks. We're not selling those. Read the content warning. Yeah, it's fine. Axelson, do you have anything you want to say to folks?
No, I'll see you guys all there next. See all you folks next week.
Okay. Gogar, do you want to say anything?
Gogar, see you all around. It has been fun, and Gogar, see you next time.
Yeah, the only thing you have to do is be a follower here. So if you're not a follower already, all you have to do is follow the channel, and you can enroll just with an exclamation point raffle. We're going to also raid off to someone else. We would really appreciate it if you clicked over on that raid. We're trying to share the love to all of the different channels that we support here on Twitch. So even though you're looking in the background, or if you came through on a raid, or maybe a host, be sure to click over so that we're able to move along. Yep. Christine, you got anything you want to announce?
No, see you next week.
Alpaca Quest just subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much, Alpaca Quest. Hope you're doing well. That's a shared LARP friend out there in the world. Good to see you again. If you're not familiar with Alpaca Quest, be sure to follow. Faye with Friends just raided with 41 people, and we're done for the night.
Welcome to the end.
Faye, Fiends, and Friends is amazing. They've raided us for the past couple weeks. We appreciate the love so much. We have been watching you at a distance, and we're going to get you when you're not looking. We're going to jump out of nowhere and raid you as soon as we possibly can. Thank you so much for the support. If you're new here and you just jumped in with us, we're the Scabby Rooster Tavern. We just finished Total Party Kills, which is our reverse dungeon crawl, which means that we're playing the minions and monsters of a dungeon that we're building together. We've just constructed a lot of additions to our amazing new dungeon. We've added an organ room, a music room made out of a bone organ. We've added a rompus room for people to eat in. We've added an elite dungeon barracks, a reception hall that pumps in music from the organ room into this chamber. We've created a number of traps that are absolutely based on potato answers. And we've generally proven that if any of the dungeons read, or the dungeoneers read any of the signs, they're going to be utterly disappointed that they're reaching a lot of doors that are pushes when they should be pulls, and pulls when they should be pushes. So again, thank you so much for coming through. Consider dropping that follow so that you'll know when we're live next time. We are doing a giveaway. So even if you've just come in with Fae, Fiends, and Friends, you are eligible. We hit one of our goals for our subscriptions, so we're giving away a set of dice right now. All you have to do is type exclamation point raffle and be a follower, and you're going to be able to get into that giveaway. Aki, thank you for all your support. What a great amount of time we've had. A lot of fun. Thank you for being with us. We hope to see you again soon. All right. I can't really amp this out any longer. I think we're going to have to end the raffle right now. So we're going to call last call. But we're going to then raid off to someone else. So we're just going to pass that love on. I'm not sure who's live. I'm sure Vesperilla is going to choose someone. And if you don't mind, please be sure to click over to that raid. We're going to do the giveaway now. If you can no longer enter that giveaway. Oh, I'm sorry, Ada.
Uh-oh.
We just ended that raffle. Can we hold on? We might be able to get you back in. 8010, we see you. We're gonna try to open that door back up. Last call for real. Last call for real. So Ada, I don't know if is Ada in. I've got this Sirenscape too. I should probably turn that off. Last call for reals. There you go. There you go. Try it again, Ada. You have to be following as well. Okay, you got a ticket. Okay, so last call. Let's close it off right now. If you haven't entered already, if it happens after we shut it down, it's shut down. Doors closed. Dungeon doors are closing. And we're going to end that. You can no longer enter the raffle. And the winner is, of a free set of Math Rocks, the winner of the Math Rocks is... sorry here. Wokenschloss. congratulations, you have won the dice, Wokenschloss. If you haven't joined our Discord, that's the easiest and best way to get a hold of us. However, you don't have to do it that way. If you want to send us a message here on Twitch, we will find you. We just need a little bit of information, so please reach out and we'll make sure that you get those shipped to you in the mail. Thank you again for your support. Thank you everyone for your wonderful support tonight. We've had a lot of fun and we've had a lot of great laughs. I just want you to remember that we're here every single Monday night. We start at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and we end at around this time. So things are changing real quickly, and while we're still playing on the virtual tabletop, we are looking to do physical games in the future. It won't be too long. We are going to take the time to make sure that we're doing it right, but we hope that you join us now and later in the dungeon, right here in the known world. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you next week. Here are some credits where we can share with you all the supporters from tonight and also our amazing Patreon supporters. If you want to know more about that, you can find out in the Discord or ask some questions next time you see us. Thank you so much. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.